Up in about an hour and a half on Fox TV, Brazil against Haiti, and I mentioned Turkey in the late game. By the way, the U.S. hadn't won its first two games at a World Cup since the very first World Cup in 1930. Tennessee Titans gave defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons a 3-year extension. Wyndham Clark leads the U.S. Open by 4 strokes. I'm Steve DeSager.
Elijah, put the camera on me. Sweetie.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
On air. Go for it, Monse. You got a good handle on this.
We got the Odd Couple crew. We've got Alex Teichert right there on the ones and twos. That's right. Our producer Brandon Deutschen for Rob G today, also celebrating.
Blood Mexican.
That is.
Is that why G is not here today?
I think he planned to have it off from the beginning, right?
He celebrates for the people.
He celebrates for the
we knew
people.
the World Cup. We knew the schedule a long time ago.
And at the updates, it's Steve DeSager, the one and only. And then here we are, you and me, Martin.
Here we are.
We are the most listened to station, the most listened to show
Yep.
on the planet.
Bomb.
I don't know. It's the most interactive show.
It's the
While
most
people
interactive
are
and
awake.
most
Because we are
listened
not
to.
a podcast.
Because we're not a you could call us. We want to talk to you.
And for all you people out there, we are streaming live on YouTube. So
Yes.
there you go. You finally get what you've asked for. Monse, not me. Check out the YouTube channel. Watch us live right now. Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit subscribe. And after you've done that, tap the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know who you agree with and who you don't. Actually, don't. Just let us know who you agree with. Keep the rest to yourself. Go check out the YouTube channel and watch us live right now. Search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. All right. Monse.
Yes,
So you just left the update desk.
I sure did.
And at that update desk, you saw the United States get its second consecutive time in a row that the other team scored first. I was like, own goals. And I just think, people have been talking about U.S. soccer and how this team is, different than years past and this team can really make a move. Well, I'm here to tell you, if the other team keeps scoring on their own goal first, I like our chances. It's a low-scoring game, Monse. It'd be like if every time your favorite baseball team popped up, the other team could somehow hit a reverse home run, and you could just start up one. I think you'd be much better. I think that strategy, I don't know. I'm not a soccer expert. This is my first time here. I think they should keep doing that.
Yeah, I don't know how much control they have over that, Martin, even though I will say against Paraguay, McKinney and Pulisic were a big part of the reason Paraguay had an auto goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think U.S. is coming out in a way that many of us weren't expecting. They have come out with full form. They look good on the pitch there, right? With full form. Great form. And so I feel like they've come out with a lot of intensity the minute the match starts. And I don't know if we had seen that in years past from a men's national soccer team. The women is a different story, but for the men, I think they've come out and they seem to really all be on the same page, and they seem to come out with a little bit of a bite, and I like that. Obviously, the second goal that they called offsides, took it back. That was a good moment. The way Seattle cheered in that moment, you could feel it over here. It was like the 12th man again. You could feel
they
it
even
over
alluded
here.
to it on the broadcast. 12th man actually for the broadcast. The 12th man, I believe, is Texas A&M.
Right.
There in Seattle are the 12s. But you know what? It's not time for that because we're spelling footballs with U and O's.
Not in this one.
Around this
right.
week. So everybody's making their mistakes, myself included. But I would say, again, I am not about to even pretend to break down strategy and the science of the beautiful game and all of that. But I've watched every game since this thing has started, every match since this thing has started. And I am saying, again, from my untrained eye, I don't see a reason why this team isn't like middle of the pack at worst.
Okay.
Like just individual play, like especially the guys who are the guys who are closer to the goal, the strikers, people, the like when I'm looking at Sergio Dest rather, and Christian Pulisic and
the forwards and the strikers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at those guys, I'm looking at the ones compared. Obviously, you watch Yamal come in the 80 whatever minute, and I was like, oh, this kid is different. In the 75th whatever minute, he's like, oh, this is clearly this. Oh, when they say, oh, he's the best player in the world. Oh, okay, I could just
you can see it.
I could just see the way he moves, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the U.S. has anything even close to that, but like when I'm watching other teams that I've been told like these are some of the best players in the world, I'm watching, especially the front half. It's like, okay, this looks relatively competitive. Like if this was the NBA, I wouldn't say they'd be the Thunder or the Spurs, but you could be the Timberwolves, the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like they're real competitors, real competitors, I should say.
You make a really good point because I don't know for all of us, maybe not the Alex Teicherts of the world that are really, in the details of the U.S. men's national soccer team. I don't know if they are compared to a competitive team like the Timberwolves, and I think it's just because of history, Martin, which is not even. That's not even a good reason, though.
Historically, no. I mean, there's historic. I mean, I'm used to the United States getting their asses kicked.
That's right. So aside from that, there is no real reason. I know Pulisic had a dry spell in the last couple of international games that he had, or games for the U.S., but like all of the famous soccer players we think of playing over, in Europe or wherever, they tend to not be American.
None of them are American.
So it's like we're not supposed to think that they are contenders or real true competitors, but in reality, it's like, why not? It seems like you said, based on these first two matches, it seems like the U.S. is definitely playing above expectation.
Oh, I would think, I will say this. I have listened to a lot of press conferences on my thing. I have listened to a lot of the media availabilities. United States are not. The team itself, they are right on schedule. Like according to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what they've talked about the aggressive style that they play and how they're going to try to basically win fans with their style of play. Like the difference between running an offense that scores 40 points a game and, Iowa, right? Like, one's more fun to watch.
Right.
One Sam's a big fan of, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different, ways to obviously strategically to do so. But Pochettino, the coach of the team, was adamant from 100 days out to now at least, because that's when I've been paying attention to this because I had to. The aggression, I think, comes out. Like, as soon as they lose the ball, they are immediately fighting back to get possession. Like, it seems to be, and there could be, and I think even you saw moments today where it was like, oh, that Torre guy, if the defender didn't get back, you know what I'm saying? That was a one-on-one with the goalie. I could see how it was you could see kind of some of the cracks, again, I'm super layman here.
Right.
But some of the cracks in the foundation of what they were trying to do, but they're doing it very, very well right now, especially from what I've understood as a pack line essential defense that Australia was playing. They weren't supposed to give up any goals.
Right. The attraction is growing right before our eyes for this team. And it's because, like you just said, their style of play seems to be a lot more interesting this time around than in years past. Whatever it is, it seems to be working. And I feel like it's getting, I like the word contagious. It's getting contagious to want to watch the U.S. team. I don't know how many people going into match one, you know what I'm saying? We're like, I can't wait for the U.S. to see what they're going to do in this World Cup. I'm wondering how many people are kind of like, I'm actually interested now. I want to see how far they can go. They seem like they can go far. Alex Teicher has them going to the Final Eight, at least.
I think we're going to make it all the way to semifinals.
Semifinals.
The reason why I say that is two simple reasons. No Pulisic, and then two more, no problem.
I like that.
So, I was thinking about this takeover. I was going to try to unleash it on Monday. Pulisic is our most well-known player.
Correct.
Yes.
And it seems to be that it does possess a level of technical skill that is better than some, like his backup option.
Sure.
But is the drop-off so significant?
Not anymore.
That's what it like. I didn't feel like, I felt like maybe I was talking out of turn.
No.
Guy's nickname is Captain America. But it's like, it's like if you bench Aaron Judge's backup is not even 1/10 of Aaron.
Sure.
You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? Like, you bench Shohei Ohtani, you're going to be
feel the
like, when
difference.
do we get his Shohei
For sure.
Ohtani back?
Right.
I'll say
Right?
this. Last World Cup, he was our Messi. We didn't have anybody close to him. But this new guy, Belligan, he can literally score goals by himself, which we've never had before. Him singularly by himself, it's like a Holland from Norway. He's able to do stuff by himself, and as long as we don't concede a goal. Dude, I went through the bracket with Jason Smith last night. We easily are getting to quarterfinals, and our best person will play then there is Spain. And I don't even believe in them right now.
They don't believe in themselves, I think. So it's good. It's good.
But I'll tell you what, United States beat Spain in World Cup soccer. I might finally be hearing people who say, like, yo, it's gaining momentum. Because I honestly do think, about 3 weeks from now,
It's true.
we won't be talking about this
You
anymore.
think that?
No.
Yeah. So it's all. It is.
Yeah.
This excitement is
It's 'cause
fabricated.
it's right now.
Yeah.
No, it's
'cause-
not fat. It's not. I don't think it's fake. I don't think it's fabricated. I don't think that's staying power.
So then,
Okay.
hypothetically, say they make it to the quarterfinals. Would you think it's increased more here then as like a following?
That's. I feel like yes. That's
It would have to require, like, if they go to the quarterfinals and the Mall has 4 goals and they lose 4-0, people will be as business as usual. If they somehow win, like, then, and obviously the more dramatic the win
Sure.
would be, I think that would galvanize people into more of it. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to turn. I think that your Premier League fans just are that already, right? Like,
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't need the World Cup to get into. They already know that where Weston McKennie plays and Alex Freeman.
You know what I feel like this is, though, the World Cup? I feel like it's the Super Bowl for normies. Like, people who never watch football. Like,
Yes.
I watch the Super Bowl. Same with soccer.
Yes.
So imagine, like, Monse, you go buy a jersey from Target, Amazon, whatever it is. If you're in the quarterfinals and you're playing Spain and they don't have Yamal because he's still injured and you win, bro, I would promise you we're definitely a top 4 sport now.
I'm with Alex. I feel like it's growing right before our eyes.
Like soccer?
Yes.
This is what you were, we?
What's the only sport I rep?
I'm about to say, do you speak from the soccer delegation?
I have to.
All
Yes.
right.
But I'm with you. I feel like this is real. And maybe fabricated was not the right word because that's not, I know what you're
For
trying
sure.
to say. That's not the right word. But I kind of feel opposite of you, Martin, that I think it's a little bit more real than just it being now. Like I think people are actually excited.
Listen, that thing, I promise you, if it was flipped and the United States had scored their first goal on itself today, and then Pulisic went off in like the 35th minute or something like that, and they lost this game, I tell you, we wouldn't have started the show with it.
Okay, but that's not what you're giving me a hypothetical that's not. Yes, like of course, but that's not what's happening.
But all right, the key for this is if the United States exceeds expectations.
Yes.
Now,
Sure.
Here's the thing: the average non-soccer fan, whatever, me, who I drop in like the Olympics, our expectations are out of whack, right? So our expectations are that this team is going to be, 5-12, the equivalent of, right? You know what I'm saying? This is a 39-win team, right? This is a very average, if ball bounces the right way a couple times, they could win a game, right? They could win a game they're not supposed to. But now after watching 180 minutes of soccer, give or take stoppage time.
Well done.
After watching that, I've now seen this team outscore the opponent 6-1. Like when I'm watching the other teams in this tournament play, I don't know how many other ones are at that type of margin. And I don't know what I'm necessarily, scheduling them against each other, right? I can
get
see.
you.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like I'm looking at England. Oh, USA looks way better than England.
Right.
Like I don't have that, but I'm saying like when I look at Dest, he looks like he could play for some of these other teams.
For sure.
I look at Freeman, he looks like he could play for some of these other teams. Your boy Balogun.
Oh,
He could
dude.
play
Yeah,
for some of these other
Balogun.
teams. In fact, other teams wanted.
We stole him from England.
Right.
We sure did.
And I think that is like this is the first time that I know of, at least that I could think of, that that's actually a thing.
And
Like-
I say this, do you believe in right time, right place?
Yes.
This is the right time for soccer to be in the right place and doing well. Because I think everybody is yearning for something new. And for example, right, United States, we're always Polaroid. It's like 50-50. Democrat, Republican. We're always against each other. I said we because literally it's United States.
Yeah.
I'm from the country. So like this is the only time you could literally stand up, be around everybody, culture, creed, doesn't matter where you are. And you're like, we're actually good? Go to a bar. Monse, how packed are bars?
So packed at 11:30 at night. I couldn't believe it.
Imagine. So, Martin, I'm telling you, if we get to semifinals and somehow beat Spain, which I think we will, this is a top 4 sport now. More players will come to MLS. Messi led the brigade. Look at Messi. He's MLS. He's still a top player.
Now, how much is the money difference?
It'll skyrocket
it's
if the
way
demand's
different.
higher.
But
Like
there's
that's
a
what
huge gap right now.
Like
It's not great,
Like
yeah.
Messi, from what I understand, was like, I will come to America and play here because I want to live here.
Yes.
True.
Right? It was not because like Ronaldo plays in Saudi Arabia and it ain't because he likes the beaches.
Sure.
Right? He's like, I will play there because you will pay me
Sure.
a boatload of money. Like, so I'm like, that I'm wondering, like, that's
But I think this will change it because look at LAFC. A lot of celebrities built this team together, and the money they're paying Messi is insane. So imagine now, stars are looking at USA. We have investors. So someone like Gates, Elon, etc. They're like, you know what? I'll put $100 million into this team.
Yeah.
Let's pull like a Balogun from another country. Let's pull a 2-player striker from England, from Spain, whatever, and they can come play here. And dude, it changes everything. You can bring MLS talent over, which brings the eyes, and then again, kids want to play because now money's increased.
now from one international sport that we, according to what do they call it? Lex, Lexi, the soccer analyst here, could be a top 4 sport. This one's not going to be, but if they do what they're planning on doing, it definitely won't be. We'll get to it in just a minute. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños in for the Odd Couple. All right. The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived. You can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Argentina is currently trading. Isn't it Argentina R? Isn't it R? What are we doing? Argentina are currently trading at 61% against Austria next week, meaning a $100 trade pays out $156 if they can win the match. Argentina are always a tough team, and their best player just had a hat trick and a 3-0 win over Algeria on Tuesday. So picking them to beat Austria feels like one of the safer trades you can make. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in the live market, meaning there's no house. As probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use the code ODD to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Restrictions and eligibility apply. Not available in all states and must be 18 plus. Trading involves significant risk. Consider if it's appropriate for your financial circumstances. Prices and value may differ and some markets may not be active. See Kalshi.com/regulatory for more.
I'm at work, you're at work. People got the shirts on, guys you never even knew were into the soccer, right? You just, what up, Bobby, Jimmy, Derek, whoever. And they got the shirts. Ladies got the shirts on. Monty's been wearing hers. Everybody's excited. And you got people going. Elijah buried the headline yesterday that he has already gone to a match, didn't even tell us.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. So, but
never seen him either, I guess.
Never seen him. Never knew he was into soccer. Prince Elijah. So my question is to this. You've been keeping up. It's your job to. Know how these matches get around the world, even beyond just the World Cup. Just period on a regular Tuesdays in another, in some other league. I was thinking, not more so the conversation of will America ever love soccer like the rest of the world. We've done that. We've had that conversation. Why is it that it seems football would be the king in our country? Why is not on the level of what we see when it comes to soccer in other countries, if you catch my drift? Like, we get a fight, they get a shooting. They out here beating down referees, running on the field, literally beating up refs and umpires. I mean, they got flares. They literally have flares in the crowd. You know what I'm talking about. It's a whole next level. I was wondering. You
might have touched on it on reverse, because I'll put it like this. If we get a fight, they don't get a shooting. They get fights if we get shootings. I think that might play a role. And because I'll put it like this, man. I saw some of the members, or I shouldn't say members, but the members of the fan group, I should say, of Congo, right, after the Portugal game. Yep. And if those were Spurs fans after Game 5 in New York, they would have been posted about how we don't condone this, because it would have been a whole bunch of people stomping them out.
So no, but that's what it got me thinking. Like, I think football here is king. We know that it dominates other sports, from viewership to money to the whole nine. And that's just, football is king here in the States. We love our baseball, we love our basketball, we love UFC and some other things. But I'm like, man, is it on the level of that? And part of why I do think, Martin, we're stretched thin in the States with our fandom. What I mean is, so I'm from Ann Arbor, outside of Detroit. So I'm a go blue, right? You know that, you yourself. And then it's, the Tigers, and then it's the Pistons, and it's the Lions, and it's the Red Wings. And I think we're stretched thin that we were, and a lot of those seasons collide together. And so you're kind of, I'm fanning it. I'm loving it. Okay, good game. Okay, this is 82 games, so I don't have to care as much right now. Whereas a lot of these other countries, this is it. Yes, we might have some basketball team in Congo, but dang it, we don't give a dang about that. This is it.
I think
soccer team.
This to me is like, this is like their college. Like the way that like the people have fervent college sport fandom. That's the way like people follow. I have a buddy I went to college with who literally follows Michigan. Where they play on Saturday, he's there. Wherever, it don't matter where. He don't drink, he don't do drugs, that's his vice. It's Michigan football, right? And it's like that's when I'm seeing these. And again, I'm parachuting in, and I will be next 4 years. I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch soccer across. I'm just not going to do it. I'm 30. It's not happening. But I will watch this, provided because it's not at 3 o'clock in the morning. That also helps. But
still, even if it's for World Cup, I still ain't getting up at 3, 4 in the morning. Well, I have to, but I get your drift.
Yeah, if I'm up, I'll turn it on. But when it was in Qatar, it was like I was watching when I was at work, and that was about it. But it gives it reminds me of college with all the chants and the way that people are really diehard. Like people are not. I shouldn't say people are not, because it takes a lot of equity to be built up in really fandom and mediocrity to get a real, true emotional response, like we saw at the New York Knicks. Massive fan group, and then a ton of mediocrity amidst this time period, right? And then you finally get the well breaks, right? The damn busts, and it's like, oh my goodness, we can't even control the city anymore because the Knicks can't lose, right? It's like that. But I think that only really happens when you have that massive gap and you have to be good once, and then either good once or from a big city, really, and then have a valley. Because if you were like, we're a Saints fan. Been bad forever, right? Nobody cares if the Saints win 13 games. The story the next day is how do they lose to whoever they're playing in the wild card round?
Right.
Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington on the Odd Couple on a funky Flashback Friday. Monse,
Yes.
we just spent probably 12, 13, 14 minutes talking about soccer. Me as a strictly admitted 100% casual. You know a little bit more than I do. I always say I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Maybe a little bit, but I would still say I'm a casual, maybe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do know more than you. I've been around it more, but I would still say I'm a casual.
Yeah, you like alluded to when we were talking off the air. You talked about how you really liked it when the guys like are putting their hands behind their like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It's like how when they
Like
put their hands behind to try to block.
To try and block,
Yeah.
you just close your eyes and hope for the best and hope the ball doesn't hit you in the face and break your nose. You're like, hit the chest, hit the shoulder.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like I didn't even.
You didn't even think of that.
I didn't even know what you were talking about really until I
Yeah.
saw it later on that day.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I know though we're both casuals when it comes to, I think experts in FOOT ball, casuals in FUT ball, but definitely casuals in flag football.
Yes.
I know this. As Roger Goodell says, I absolutely think, I'm paraphrasing, that NFL players will participate in the 2028 Olympics in flag football. I'm here to tell you, that is a bad idea. You should probably get, if you want people to even pretend to care about this, you should probably get only at the most one or two former NFL players. The rest of them, I would suggest getting flag football players because we saw NFL players play flag football players.
It wasn't so hot.
And they got smoked.
Mm-hmm.
So don't send out what we would imagine we would think to be our best and brightest for them to just go out there and get smoked.
Mm-hmm.
Send some people we've never heard of before if that's going to happen.
Sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think, the NFL has to be 100% on board and supportive and say the right thing. But in reality, I don't, after what we saw, even before that, I just assumed a lot of teams were going to be like, we don't want you to go do that. I wonder how the schedule would even match up for them to be able to do that. And there's always the fear of putting yourself in danger in a situation where maybe you didn't have to do that. I think just the NFL has to say all the right things. And they obviously are supportive of this. They've been supportive of flag football since the beginning, and there's going to be professional leagues that they want to bring out, men and women flag football leagues. So they had to be supportive. But in reality, I think Roger Goodell knows it's not really going to affect the league. Like, they're actually not going to have many NFL players go and do this.
Quote from the NFL commissioner. Listen, these players are competitors and they love the big stage. And to win a gold medal or any medal is something I think they all would treasure, and they talk about it all the time. I absolutely believe we're going to have players in the Olympics, active players, and probably some retired players.
No, I don't. I think he's just saying that. And I think he actually, maybe the retired players would make sense.
The best flag football player that I'm aware of is 5'7", 35 years old,
Yeah.
and can do a move called the dip. Do you know what the dip is in the NFL? Nothing. It doesn't exist.
It's like, no. What
Exactly.
Is it? Tell me.
It doesn't exist. Doucette, Darryl Doucette, from New Orleans, by the way. The quarterback of the flag football championship. He's better at flag football than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And then everybody said, no way, what are you talking about? And then you know what he did? Mopped the floor with him.
Because it's not the same. It's just not the same. It's a different type of, the speed, the shiftiness of it. It's different. It's not the same.
Oh, why don't you just have LeBron go play goalie? This is the same conversation backwards.
I mean, listen.
Oh, Tyreek Hill will be a great striker.
LeBron as a goalie would be great, though.
If you say so.
I would like to see it. I would just like to see it. Right, Alex Teixeira's. I just want to see it.
That would be insane.
I'm not
half the goals covered.
Right. Like
I've watched this whole tournament. There's been one person taller than 6'5".
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be the best teams in the world.
Yes.
So big old LeBron supposed to be out there. LeBron
just as a goalie.
280 pounds.
Just
He's
as
a
a
giant.
goalie. Not up and down the field. Just a goalie. I just want to see it for just a half. Get out there. I bet you he would do some damage.
LeBron is doing that Odell Beckham stop that my boy from Mexico had last night. Get out.
He might.
Get out of here. Let's kick it over to Steve DeSager. Class up the joint.
Can I just mention that Akeem Olajuwon was a goalkeeper growing up, did not play basketball
Really?
until high school? Can you imagine that? A guy who grew up to be a 7-footer and Hall of Fame talent in
Maybe
goal?
that's the key. We got to find soccer players and make them play basketball. That's where we find the margin.
And as far as flag football, you know, the host country for an Olympics can add their own sports. I mean, baseball and softball are coming back in at the 2028 LA Olympics as well. There's no guarantee flag football is going to be picked up, and the IOC, which runs everything, has it in I mean, surfing got added and it stuck. There's no guarantee that's going to be the same thing for
I know they got to
make
sure they have enough schedule time for breakdancing.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
No guarantee that's going to still be there 10, 20 years from now either. By the way, this, what you talked about earlier with Argentina is or Argentina are, this just continues our conversation on your show from last Saturday about so many things are not actually soccer terms, they're British terms.
Right.
So if you're saying England is playing well, that is correct. England is one country. That is singular. Overseas, they would say England are playing well.
Okay.
Interesting.
So all right, because
Okay, yeah.
10 minutes ago, you made me feel really dumb, Steve.
Well,
I didn't.
just here in the U.S., that's not how we say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night
So
I was
the copy
sitting.
was correct.
Correct. I was sitting with where you are, Steve, and I was like, Mexico is headed to the knockout round.
That's one country.
Right, it's one. But I read Mexico are, and I was like, I don't like that.
No,
I don't like that.
We're not British. We don't have to.
You'll hear one of these announcers go, the Mexican side are racing down the field in good pace and good form.
That's right. Fitness, that's another thing with the Brits. To us, it's like physical fitness. Can you run for 90 minutes? To them, it's an injury.
I actually kind of like that one. I'm not fit.
He's not fit for the game.
He's not fit.
He's not fit for 90
Get
minutes.
him out of here. He's not fit.
And then we talked about nil, of course, last week. That's
Yes,
a
we
whole nother thing. The Spanish broadcast, they see zero. Zero is a numeral. You can say it's 2-0 for people. But anyway, still 1-0. It's Morocco with the early goal. I mean early, 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Still up 1-0 on Scotland there in the 71st minute of tonight's contest that's taking place in New England. Coming up on Fox TV in an hour, it's Brazil versus Haiti in Philadelphia. The late night games in the San Francisco Bay Area, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be on FS1. Turkey against Paraguay. And after the U.S. win today, the Americans can clinch first place in the group already if Turkey loses or ties tonight. And then the U.S. would, on paper, face an easier opponent in the round of 32 and stay on the West Coast for its future games. The Americans won 2-0 over Australia in Seattle today. The U.S. was leading 2-0 at the half. Christian Pulisic did not play due to his calf injury. He's been practicing on the side. He only played the first half of the opener last week. Well, upgrade your FIFA World Cup 2026 setup. Build it like Beckham from living room to lawn with the Home Depot and take the fast free delivery assist. The Home Depot, official FIFA World Cup 2026 supporter, subject to availability. The Tennessee Titans gave defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons a 3-year extension. American Wyndham Clark leads the U.S. Open by 4 strokes in New York. And on the Major League Baseball scoreboard, the Tigers and Tarek Skubal are leading 2-1 over the White Sox in the top of the 4th. Yankees scoreless bottom of the 2nd against the Cincinnati Reds. Among the late games, the Dodgers will be hosting Baltimore. Back to you.
Thanks, Steve. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington on a funky Flashback Friday. Now, this is something that I have long had a beef with in this game of soccer. Not, the scheduling, I understand. A lot of the big games, they're played overseas, so we're looking at 6:30 kickoff like NFL football over there. So I get that it's uncomfortable and all of that. But one of my biggest problems with soccer is that I was diagnosed accurately, I imagine, with ADHD in grade school, and paying attention for 45 minutes straight was really hard. Like we talked about how I got into baseball. I only had to pay attention for the pitch. I didn't watch anything else.
Well, you should, but yes.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
I didn't
of
need to.
course.
Once I started watching each pitch, then I could get now I can get into it. Now I can get the rhythm. Now I can.
You were piecing it together,
Yes.
but it feels like with soccer, there's nothing to piece.
I gotta watch everything on
you
the
got
pitch.
Yes, the whole thing.
The whole pitch.
For 45 minutes, no stops.
So again, hand up super casual. 2 hands up super casual. I love the hydration break. I'm sorry.
You are speaking like such a casual.
I
Such a
appreciate
casual.
the fact that I can go to the bathroom and know the score is going to be the same when I get back. If you're going to add extra time onto the end anyway, stoppage time onto the end anyway, then who cares if you take a few minutes here and there? I mean, look, you could lay on the ground for 4 minutes, and they do that just fine.
Sure.
Right? So, no, let's just go ahead. I get it. They want to run commercials. Oh, my God. God forbid the TV program you're watching has a commercial break. Like every other thing you ever watch on television, unless you are paid the extra tier to stream it for free.
So you
Or stream
don't-
it commercial free.
You don't believe the hydration breaks have to do with the weather here and how it compares to other countries and them coming? You think it's strictly because of TV?
No. I'm here to tell you, Monse, I don't care. I don't care what it is. Whether it's blatant capitalism, whether it's the United States, it's 50 degrees Celsius, or whatever. I don't care because I appreciate the fact that it's the 75th minute of Morocco, Scotland. And if I wasn't on the radio right now, in a minute, I could go make a sandwich and come back and watch the rest of the game.
I mean, you can still do that. That game's just going to keep going.
All right, but
That's the way it goes.
It felt, obviously anecdotal, but it felt like every single time I was watching a soccer game, and I looked down, that's when they scored. That's when it happened. And I was like, imagine you're watching baseball, and every time you leave the room, that's when the home run gets hit.
I mean, it tends to happen to me. I feel like I'm sometimes
Do you know
unlucky like that.
Like you hear, oh man, the crowd's going crazy over there. What happened? Oh damn! I watched an hour and a half of this, and the action, the first highlight that everybody's gonna see from this game, I missed it because I had to go to the bathroom.
Well,
No.
use the bathroom before the match starts. You gotta this
45
you gotta
minutes.
you gotta figure out how to watch this game and not use the restroom in the first 45 minutes. Everyone else can do it, Martin.
Well.
This is the world sport, and everybody else is fine with it. It's funny because you, as a casual, my feed is the exact opposite of like soccer fans that are so upset about the hydration breaks. And somebody was like, Maradona could have used a hydration break like back in the day. And it's like, you're right. All of those dudes that had to go through it without stopping, it has worked for years and years and years. And now here they are.
Yeah, and you know what? People used
We're
to walk to
coddling them.
school both
Coddling
ways
them.
and go to their town. You know what I'm saying? Like you used to go to the town square to get your news. Things have changed. Like the internet exists now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like things change, things evolve. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
You know what I think it really is?
Yeah, Maradona could have used a water break. Could have used, Wi-Fi too.
It's like I think a lot of the country doesn't want their sport Americanized, if you think about it.
Ooh,
Because
that's a
most
good
of our
way.
sports have quarters, we have breaks, we have pauses in between snaps, we have innings, we have the stretch. It's just like people are like, this is our sport. It's the oldest sport. It's sacred. Don't touch it. But they're overlooking the other things. Like FIFA expanded it to 48 teams now. FIFA expanded it to multiple countries hosting it at once. FIFA expanded these wild card games. Like they're doing so much, and you're upset that players are staying hydrated when it's hotter than ever before. Like I'm a loyalist to soccer, right? I think it's dope. Say you're getting slammed in the first 25 minutes. It's 3-0. You take a quick water break. You sit with your coach, and he can actually tactically say, pull back. What are you guys doing?
Especially because you can't even sub somebody in and out of the game.
No.
Right. To say it's not beneficial to the game, that's a lie.
I agree.
It's absolutely beneficial to the players, to the coaches. You need it. But the people don't like change. People don't like change. And so
Funny.
that's what it is. And I like how you said that they don't want to make this like we have made every other sport with
Exactly.
all the breaks and all the pauses. But to say it's not good for the players would be a lie. It absolutely is. For strategy purposes alone.
And for selfish reasons. It's good for me, so I like it.
Because you can't hold your bladder.
Because you
Dude.
use a break when they go to they get a hydration break, you get a hydration break.
To the point that Alex just made. I'm sorry, Lexi, our soccer analyst here.
Oh, it's good to be here.
The point that he just made, I'm used to having 24 seconds between football plays to get a tweet off.
Right.
Right?
Sure,
You know
to
what I'm
get
saying?
a tweet off.
Or at least
Not
or-
even
it's
if you use
true.
the
if a
restroom.
shot goes up in the NBA, I know I got at least 15 more seconds before
Facts.
another one's going up.
Facts.
Right? I got some time.
So think about it. Another reason Americans will like the sport now. It's something more they can understand. Oh, so there's actually quarters for refreshers, and I get a pause in between the halftime. I like it.
I like
When am I supposed to go buy a beer?
You're supposed to have 4 at the same time.
Yeah, you got 2 hands.
And you know what happens when I have 4 at the same time? See you
Bathroom
later at
break.
the 68th minute.
Well, you got it.
Oh, damn. They scored twice. It's now 2-0.
We got to up your game on the beers so that we can be like the rest of the countries that know how to drink and watch soccer.
Actually, apparently, I saw a story. I ran out of beer in Boston.
Yes.
Scotland drank them dry.
They prepared for like a 4-day weekend, and they drank it in half the time.
I saw they've been running this commercial promoting the World Cup. And in the commercial, it's like different people celebrating the United States hypothetically winning it, right? It ends with Herb Brooks. I'm sure you've seen it. You can't miss it. It's everywhere. But in that commercial, it goes, there's like a 3-second cutscene. He goes, Texas runs out of beer. I was like, that would never happen. That would never happen. And I was like, this is less realistic than Elvis in the laundromat. You know?
I can only imagine how many people flew into this country for this stuff. Like, if you watch these stadiums, they're packed, dude. Packed. Can you imagine, like, consumerism, capitalism, how many people are not ready for this?
I saw a picture, or a video, rather, of Inglewood, California, near Los Angeles Stadium, and the amount of people walking down that pathway. Just imagine, like, they say if you woke up from a coma or whatever, tell LeBron's still doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you had woken up, like, from a coma for, like, the last 2 weeks, and all of a sudden there was just all these people in blue outside your house in Inglewood, get out.
Stop.
What was I saw that. It wasn't U.S.
I couldn't tell you. No,
It was a different country, and they were just like on. I saw that, and I was like, okay.
Country. And it was, they were just, I mean, from sidewalk to sidewalk.
It's that big.
I mean,
It
like
is.
street sweeping, it was not getting through that.
Because think about it, too. I'll leave you with this. So think about both of
Where
yours.
you
Your
going?
favorite sports memory. Was it an in-person game you went to? If you ever celebrate something, would you say you've had the most fun at a game or watching the game? Like your best memory
Both.
for sports?
Both.
Okay. So now think about that for soccer. You get to have your home country here playing, or wherever your family's from, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. You're watching it now. You can literally see these games in front of you and at home and on TV, and it's the time you can watch. It's just, I'm telling you, you'll see in a couple months from now, soccer is going to blow up because of this.
I'm with Alex. I am.
I also think the last thing I'll say, TV nerd bit, but they could put this on tape delay. Like, if you're going to do it at 3 o'clock in the morning like they did when it was in the Middle East, we could just do this on tape delay like the Olympics. And I think people would watch the tape delay. You know what I'm saying? Like, put it in a little package.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, here's the Norwegian figure skater, and here's the, the Russian dancer, and here's the, the American gymnast,
Eliminate the hydration breaks and all, and just package it a little bit more cleanly. Yeah.
The Scottish side is nope. That's nothing.
Nope.
All right, Monse, you said that people hated hydration Jake because of change. There's been a lot of change in one division in the NFL, and I think the team that stayed the same might be in the best shape. We'll get to that next.
So that leads me to this conversation I want to get to as well. Rob G, we've been talking about the World Cup, one of the most known top 1, 2, 3 famous soccer players in the last 20 years, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Christina Rock?
We had
Christian Rock?
Christina Milian is where I was going. I don't know where I was going. Hey,
what?
Lexi was telling us you were mad at him the other day. You were saying that he needs to it's a wrap.
He's Voldemort to me. He should not be named.
Yes, you were.
He is a cancer to the team.
Speaking of, we see him right now. They're showing him on TV. With that being said, Rob G, he's had poor performance for a while now. What's the noise around him?
Yeah, so just in context, right? So in this 1-1 draw, which felt like a loss to Congo, right? He played the full 90 minutes. He touched the ball 25 times and did not even get a shot off through the first 67. When he did get shots off later, all 3 of them were deemed off target, nowhere close to the goal. And the one best chance he had, all the soccer prognosticators, including Lexi from Lexington, said he should have passed it. Yep. He took a shot he shouldn't have taken. Yep. So now, Ronaldo has gone 10 consecutive major tournament games without scoring for Portugal. During that stretch, he's attempted 33 shots. Only 11 have been deemed on target. Anybody who covers soccer, knows soccer, will tell you that if he's not scoring, he is not contributing. And so there's a lot of groundswell, especially this week, that maybe Portugal will be better without the greatest player in their country's history.
Well, by the way, he just tweeted. He said, it wasn't the start we wanted, but this is far from over. Head up and focus on the next game. So take that, Lexi.
Not quite sure.
That's what he said.
Tweeted that, but
whoever
runs his social.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He should say that from home.
Ooh. Whoa. So, but this leads to the conversation.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to say this. Me and Rob Parker have many conversations, arguments about we'll have these things. And he's 41. Okay. And me and Rob will do this because maybe the conversation's around Aaron Rodgers, or maybe it's around Tom Brady, or maybe it's around LeBron. And the difference I always tell him is, dude, Tom Brady won another Super Bowl. Like he was still performing at a high level. Why should he go in? LeBron, to this day, might be 10, 15 best players. I know you might want to say somebody, but if it came down to a game, it's not but about 5 or 6 guys I'm taking over him to get
right
the job
now,
done.
today, yes,
yeah,
of course.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's hard to tell that guy. We saw how spectacular he was, led the Lakers to a series against the Rockets and beat them and look good. And so telling that guy to just go away and retire is hard. Telling Tom Brady when he's still balling, and despite Aaron Rodgers, not looking great in the postseason, had another solid, good season with the Steelers. So those guys play at such a high level that they still bring it. They get you in the postseason, as Aaron Rodgers did, Super Bowl for Tom Brady, postseason for LeBron. This is a different thing. They're still got a lot left in the tank, and they're looking at these young boys like, man, I'm still mopping y'all up. Ronaldo ain't mopping nothing up. In fact, you could argue he might need to be mopping something up at this point. Go be a janitor somewhere. You'd be better at that. And I think when you're just holding on to hold on, this happens in all professions. It happens when you have people, even in our profession. There's people, you need to get off this TV or this mic. And to me, what happens is their identity is so wrapped up in it. If I'm not this, then what am I?
What? Yeah. I look, man. If you've dedicated, he's 41. He's dedicated his life to soccer since he was probably about 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you look at those numbers, that's 38 years of his life he's dedicated to this one thing. And yes, it does have an expiration date. But the thing about being as great as he's been, sometimes you can't see the expiration date. Sometimes you look across the way and Lionel Messi, who is 39, I believe,
yep,
scores 3 goals. And so you're like, for a long time, for decades, they were the 1 and 2. Who's this and who's that? And they've been competing with each other at that level. Now you got the young bulls, Mbappe coming up, and these guys who are now pushing the envelope, who are better, who are faster, stronger. Mbappe scores two goals in his debut. All of the people who are supposed to be showing out are showing out.
They are. Haaland too.
And then Haaland, Haaland had 2 goals. Mm-hmm. And now, so when you look at Ronaldo, is he in the same space as Lionel Messi? No, he's 3 years older.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 years, what does Messi look like? Right? What is that? What is that? Does that? It's going to be slower than it looks now.
Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños here on The Odd Couple, filling in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. It's one of the best. R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara. It's one of the best drops of all time.
I remember that she had passed, but you just made me remember it. Like I forgot for a second.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't mean to traumatize.
No, it's okay. I just, it was recent. It was recent.
It was. So,
Yeah.
what wasn't recent was the last time the Bengals went to the postseason.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
It was 3 years
Did that really
ago.
happen? Because at this point, I feel like it was all fake.
3 straight years out of the postseason. It hasn't stopped Joe Burrow from going. There's euphemisms you could use, but quite literally saying, I want people talking about what I am saying in my press conference, and what I'm saying is, I want to win the Super Bowl, and we're gonna do it. This team is like my national champion team of 2019.
Yeah, LSU.
Right? And now Zach Taylor says that the defensive side of the ball, the leadership has really expanded. I just think this. The continuity that Pittsburgh and Baltimore no longer have are going to benefit the Cincinnati Bengals, at least in the short term, in a way that Super Bowl is overblown, but division champ, 100%. And if you win the division, you punch a ticket to the dance, and if you're at the dance, anything can happen.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you that their continuity might actually help them in this situation, especially because I feel for the last couple of years with the Bengals, the critiques have come with their defense. Like their offense seems to click despite some injuries with Joe Burrow here and there. So that is a question, right? Like, is Joe Burrow going to actually have an entire healthy season? We also have not seen that. But their offense is the one where we've seen it still be effective. So when the Bengals have improved on the defensive side of the ball, and it seems like, hey, I like that you're telling me that Dexter Lawrence is here and that he's here longer than he needs to be and that he hasn't left the facilities. I like to hear that. If I'm a Bengals fan, that is good stuff because the last 3 years, as you said, it hasn't worked. So the small changes that are coming with the Bengals, those are the changes that you want to see. Those are the changes that you should look forward to. So I'm with you. I think the Bengals can have a good year. I don't know. I think, didn't we, on one of our shows, Martin, that their over-under, I think, is like 9.5 games?
They're over, I think it's 10.5.
10.5.
They're favored in just about every game this season except for one.
And I'm a little bit surprised on that, but they're obviously seeing that they also improved. And again, that their offense hasn't been the thing in question. So I don't know if they're going to win that many, but I think they have a chance to actually win the division. I'm with you.
I think Baltimore has a much better roster than Pittsburgh.
They sure do.
But Jesse Minter, first-time head coach. You got to show me before I believe it, right?
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I'm wearing a Michigan shirt. I know very well about Jesse Minter and the defenses that he coordinated. Big fan, right?
Right.
Big fan. Well, thank you for the chance of championship.
Yeah.
But you have to see how that goes. And then Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, dude, you're older than the oldest player in the World Cup. You're supposed to be my quarterback? What are we doing?
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready to take Pittsburgh to the playoffs again.
I would hope so. Speaking of taking a team to the postseason. Actually, no. Speaking of the draft, there's a big question coming up, and Monty wants an answer.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys. Let's get it.
The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with one and a half of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
At the World Cup, Morocco has just defeated Scotland 1-0 on a goal in the second minute. Coming up in a half an hour in Philadelphia on Fox TV, Brazil versus Haiti. The U.S. was a 2-0 winner over Australia today in Seattle. The Americans 2-0 and can already clinch first place in their group if Turkey loses or ties the late game against Paraguay tonight. And Christian Pulisic did not play for the Americans today due to his calf injury. The Tennessee Titans gave defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons a 3-year extension. American Wyndham Clark leads the U.S. Open by 4 strokes in New York. Taking a look at the Major League scoreboard in Detroit with Tarek Skubal on the mound, it is Tigers 2, White Sox 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Yankees have a couple homers and lead 4-0 over the Reds in the bottom of the 3rd. Giants at Marlins 1-1 bottom of the 3rd. Rays winning at the end of 3, 3-2 over Washington. I'm Steve DeSager.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
From the Fox Sports Radio studios, I'm Martin Weiss. That's Monse Bolaños. Monse.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Morocco with a 1-0, 1-0,
1-0.
1-0 win over Scotland. You don't have to do that. You don't have to conform, Monse.
I want to.
Oh, she wants to.
I want to.
Now she wants to.
I want to feel like I'm a part of it.
Now she wants to.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kidding.
I've been saying nil.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. You can watch us live on YouTube right now.
It's true.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
I'll do my own.
We'll do it live.
There we
How
go.
about that?
Do it
That's
live.
pretty good.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Just search out
Do it.
FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. After you've done that, tap that, smash the thumbs up button. Comment away. Let us know who you agree with and who you don't. Go check out the YouTube channel. Watch us live right now. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. We actually are broadcasting live. Monse, what are the names Watchtel, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz mean to you?
Say them again?
Watchtel, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz.
I feel like I shouldn't care, but I don't
It's
know
not
why.
exactly one of those T-shirts, right?
Yeah,
that
no,
line
it's
up
not.
with like Shohei Mookie Yamamoto
Right.
and so on. Not exactly one of those. That is the law firm that needs to, per Adam Silver, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Like the Wrap It Up box from Dave Chappelle. It's time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wow. Good by you. That is from game 1 of the NBA Finals, which
When was that?
Checks watch a few weeks ago. But
I think
anyway,
we could say months.
yeah,
at
it
this
feels
point.
like De'Aaron
Yeah.
Fox has been cut, traded, and then re-signed in the time in which that has taken. But wrap it up, the investigation into the aspiration and Clippers, Kawhi Leonard tree scandal, in which now Aspiration, the company, bankrupt. Joe Sandberg, the co-founder, jail, 14 years. 14 years in prison. That's almost a drive.
Yeah.
You ain't getting out no time soon.
Yeah.
But you know what is coming up soon?
What?
The NBA draft.
Yeah.
And you would imagine if there was going to be a punishment for said tree scandal, which, let's be honest, it seems like there's quite a bit of smoke surrounding this fire. Or fire surrounding this smoke.
Is there?
Yeah. All right.
Is
We can agree. Civil minds can agree to disagree. I will say this, though. If there is a punishment levy, we will say a draft pick would probably be one of them.
No. We don't have any, Martin. The point, listen.
You got one.
Listen, we have one. Darius Acuff, you are the next Clipper. That's what I want with our 5th overall pick. Okay, mira, here's the thing. I have thought that there was not a smoking gun, or else
But
we
was
would
there
have.
a smoking tree?
But was there a smoking tree? Because I feel like we would have already heard something about it. I am shocked, though, that nothing has come out when the draft is around the corner, because I have a feeling that this doesn't just affect the Clippers. I feel like maybe there's going to be some connection to the Thunder. Like, other teams are affected by this. And so how do we not know anything? The latest was that they spoke to Kawhi's business partner and uncle, that they've talked to Steve Ballmer and other, other people part of the Clippers. But that was like early June. And I'm just like, what have you not found out already? And I also feel like Adam Silver is kind of just like, yeah, no. They have to wrap it up. Like, he almost doesn't want to involve himself. And it's like, dude, you have to be involved.
Yes, ultimately we're paying their bills, but they are doing the work independent of the league office. And my instruction to them is we cannot be investigated forever. At some point, we have to wrap it up. But at the same time, the most important thing is that we get it right. I think it's clear they're far along. I think those reports are reading all the time from people who are being interviewed by them, and that they understand you can keep going on and on. But we're close to the point now where I think we need to wrap this up because you need finality. The team has to understand the situation they'll be operating under, as do the other 29 teams. That's your NBA commissioner.
Again, duh. You've said nothing to me. It seems to me like Adam Silver has no control of the situation and doesn't want to involve himself, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised on base how he has handled other things in the NBA. But it's like, why is this taking so long? If there is something, then we should already know about it. And if there's nothing, then we should wrap this up. And let me just be held hostage by Kawhi Leonard for as long as he wants.
Well, I would say the thing that is, disheartening, whatever, but like to the point, if in fact they do find that there is salary cap circumvention and the Clippers' aspirations, so on and so forth. The Pablo Torre story, right? Sure. If in fact they do,
that's something. There is something that they find.
Let's phrase it this way: agree with his findings, right?
Sure.
Or if they do, in fact, do so. How? Like, this is part of the same problem that you had with Brendan Sorsby. The problem is not necessarily that a judge said he was legal. That the judge asked for a temporary injunction. Mm-hmm. The problem is the injunction was not going to come until after the freaking football season happened. So it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, for this, it's like at a certain point in time, the Clippers all season, if in fact Pablo Torre's reporting is 100% correct, and I say that not to besmirch him, just an easy shorthand way to say if all this is real,
sure,
right? If in fact that's the case, the Clippers then have benefited from having Kawhi Leonard
this entire time
mm-hmm. when you knew the rules, mm-hmm. right? Like if this is the case and they draft Darius Acuff, Keaton Walker, you name it, whoever, with the 5th pick, right? Maybe one of the core 4 fellas slipped down, right? Now all of a sudden you're making the decision between Boozer and Acuff, mm-hmm. whatever, right? That still is all of that to the point. What is the circumstance we are operating under?
Right.
Right? Like, how is this moving? How is this maneuvering? The idea that this is still going on to me after this was two stories started the season last year. A gambling scandal and the tree scandal. The feds took care of the gambling scandal pretty quick.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups.
Haven't heard about him in a second because they took care of it that quickly.
I'm saying he is somewhere throughout the legal system, right? Best
mm-hmm.
of luck to you, Mr. Big Shot, right? He's moving somewhere throughout that
mm-hmm.
system. They went and got it done. Damon Jones is somewhere throughout the legal system right now. They went we heard the news, and then they were immediately removed, right? Why? Because the whole concept of changing the game, improper, the integrity of the game, if impacting the shield, right? Kawhi Leonard's on the court.
Literally until the end.
Like, he's on the court. Like, you talk about Chauncey Billups is a head coach. He was a head coach at the time. Damon Jones an assistant coach at the time. Kawhi Leonard is making and missing shots on a regular basis when healthy. And if the Clippers had it their way, he'd have played all 82. If he had it his way, I imagine he would have played all 82. The only reason he didn't is because of injuries.
Yeah.
Right? Because of injuries, rest, injury management, so on and so forth. They're benefiting from whatever the alleged violation of the rule would be if they find it. So the idea that it is taken over 100 NBA games have been played since day one of this to game one of the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every team, like those two teams, Knicks and Spurs, have played 90-some basketball games. And we saw it, and it's just still in the air. Like, it's really disheartening.
I'm telling you, there's got to be a lack of something, of a smoking gun. And at the same time, I feel like we would all be really naive to believe that that teams don't do some sort of, hey, I'm going to do this for you over here. I know we signed this contract. I have a hard time believing that this isn't happening already across sports. But I don't know why it became such a thing with the Clippers, and I don't know why Pablo Torre found this information, but I feel like there is nothing. There is no smoking gun, but it's making it worse. It's making it worse. And Adam Silver, once again, you're proving why it's so frustrating to talk about the NBA, because in these situations, you have no authority. You have no say. Nobody comes to you and says, can you fix this? You're over here saying like, no, actually they're going to handle it over there. But I'm watching them. You're not doing anything. And the draft is what, 5 days away? 6 days away? And if I'm the Indiana Pacers, I'm wondering, do I get that pick back?
Right.
That's if I'm the Indiana Pacers, I'm literally like, can you tell me what is happening?
And in fact, can I please get that pick back because we ain't get the lottery ball luck that we liked.
At all.
I'm trying to keep my job.
Exactly. There are other teams directly affected by this. So at this point, if you don't have the information, I don't think there's anything to say. Just wrap it up. But instead, we're here wondering 4 or 5 days before the draft if this is an actual story that is going to change the future of the Clippers or maybe even the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
And I think ultimately one thing that could be a middle ground almost. You're still investigating. All right. Well, let's outline the scope of punishment, right?
Right. Give us something already.
Like, let us know. Oh, for the point. If you get pulled over for speeding, there is a chart in which you know if you are going 10 miles over, it is this much. If you are going 20 miles over, it is this much. There's a fee schedule, right? So, like, let's say, like, I would build the equivalent for this
right,
and let the rest of the league know. So that way we can operate under the understanding, because ultimately, like, we are all all of these teams are in competition with one another. Mm-hmm. And so the idea that you're just going to allow one, like, and I'm not saying they should not allow due process to be done, but we could speed this up a bit. And if not speed this up a bit, we could at least have an understanding of when this does come down, this is what the punishments will be. NCAA has had a million different times. Like, it basically got to the point where all they were doing is punishing people.
Mm-hmm.
But they would even say, look, precedent doesn't necessarily their whole thing was precedent doesn't matter. We'll do what we want. Each situation is different, which is why they can't win a court case right now because they have no literally established precedent. But they will also dictate the punishment is going to be this
XYZ.
Right. This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be one. Like, we're looking at show cause. Like, no, you're not going to no postseason ban, so on and so forth. There's a lot of different things that you can see that go into it that you have an idea of why they're going to be or what the punishment is going to be, what the possible impact is going to be if another team thought about doing something like this. And the idea that the NBA doesn't know exactly what's going to be the case with the Clippers and aspiration is not great.
Not great. And it's hard to not put it on Adam Silver, right? It's hard to not look at him and say, how are you not more involved in this situation right now? It seems like you don't want to get involved, and I don't know why. Is it because you don't want to upset any owner? But that's not your job.
Look, you speak about not being involved. I think that the one singular person in the NFL who got the biggest pass of all time for what was a disaster. In fact, not only did he get a pass, he got promoted. And I don't know why nobody's talking about it. And you know what? Be the change you want to see. We're going to talk about it next. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños, Fox Sports Radio.
LeBron James is getting ready to come back to L.A.
LeBron James.
The two sides are negotiating a new deal for him at a very reduced rate so he can return to the Los Angeles Lakers to maintain the big three of LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves.
Well, Martin, I'm going to start here. No real surprise for me. I didn't think LeBron, a lot of people, you talk about Cleveland. I've said it a million times to Rob Parker. I don't think LeBron wants to give that satisfaction of the last dance, the last run, if you will, to Dan Gilbert. You know it's well documented that they had a huge falling out when he went to Miami. Dan Gilbert, as opposed to just saying like, oh, it sucks, we really hate to lose him, but we're going to move on. He went out there and said all those nasty things about it. We're going to win. You ain't this, you ain't that.
He put Comic Sans on the map.
Exactly. So I think he came back once he got those rings in Miami to say, let me do it for the city. Do it for Northeast Ohio, where I love and care about. And they end up winning together. But they ain't really did anything since LeBron. They didn't do it before. In a sense, I don't think he wants to give him that. So to me, him sticking with the Lakers is the only thing that makes sense. You know this living out here. I think he loves LA. His children were in school here, daughters in school here, his family's here, business here. I don't think he wants to leave them. And I think two things also came into play here, Martin. Why the Lakers will convince themselves that, hey, we've got a shot this coming season. First, I'm going to start with this. The month of March, you recall where I believe it was 15-2 they go, the best record for the Lakers, and this is a Lakers organization with 1 million titles. That was the best run they had in the month of March. Luka's playing great. LeBron's playing the whatever you need me role. You need me to score, you need me to pass, you need me to be a defender tonight, and Austin Reeves is doing what he was doing. That run is the run that's going to make them say, healthy, locked in, we got a shot. And what also crystallized and finalized it, Martin, is the Knicks run. Because I think the Lakers will look at the Knicks and say, we can be that. We have our Brunson and Luka, similar players kind of in what the way style they play.
Got the guy who started over Brunson.
Right. Exactly, right? You had the two guys who the Mavericks are sitting here saying, how both of them, we got rid of both of those guys? One dragged you to the finals, one just won the NBA finals. But I think this Knick run plays a role. They see a Brunson and Luka, of course. I think you see your LeBron, a better version of Karl Anthony Towns. And I think you see Austin Reeves, not the same type of guy, but the same as far as what they can bring. Austin Reeves and an OG Anunoby. Now, one is bigger, stronger, more defender. One is better shot creator, can get his own bucket kind of a thing. But I think they look at the basis of those few guys and say, we can go get a Josh Hart. Heck, we had Josh Hart. We can go get a Mitchell Robinson. Mikal Bridges, as good as he is with the Villanova crew, you can find a Mikal Bridges. And I think they're going to trick themselves into believing, because of those two factors, we are 15-2 in March. We look good when we're healthy. And the Knicks, they don't look as far. They didn't have the alien Wembanyama where you can say, well, we don't have an alien. They didn't have the season MVP in an SGA where you can say, well, maybe we don't have that.
Why do you say it's a trick?
Because I don't think that will win. I think so
let me ask, if they had a healthy Luka Doncic against the Oklahoma City Thunder, now with the big asterisk that obviously J-Dub was hurt.
That's a
AJ
big
Mitchell
asterisk.
was in and out of the lineup. Right? But
big asterisk.
I think if we've learned anything over the last 10 years of NBA champions, I personally still think that they mattered. I know that some people think they're participation trophies now because there's been no repeats, a friend of ours. But no, I mean, I think they still matter. But we haven't, if we've seen anything, it has been heliocentric guys are not winning this thing consistently. With the biggest difference, you brought up the Knicks. The biggest difference in the Knicks between this year and last year is that in the postseason, after Game 4 of the Hawks series, or in Game 4 of the Hawks series, they took Brunson off the ball as much as they had him before. Mm-hmm. Of course, he was still the point guard. Of course, he still had an incredibly high usage rate. However, there was a concerted effort to run the offense through Karl Towns. And then that worked all the way up until like Game 4 of the finals. And then it was like, Brunson, actually, we're going to need you to score half our points. And you know what he said? I will do that. Okay, I got you, bro. This is what I do. If I'm J.J. Redick, that's the conversation I'm having with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Y'all get us home court advantage in the postseason. Get us top 4 seed throughout keep us out of this 5-6 mess. Keep us out of this play-in foolishness, this tomfoolery. Make sure we'll be at home at least in the first round. And then I'm selling Luka Doncic on, we're going to have LeBron be our primary offensive hub for 20 minutes a game. Bolaños, Fox Sports Radio. Mark Medina coming on the show. Come on, Mark. Let's go. Get him some headphones. Let's do this.
Right over here.
All right. Mark Medina, NBA insider, Fox Sports Radio talent, in studio today. In person, live and living color. Can you see him on the YouTube? You see
Live
him on
in
YouTube?
living color.
Live in living color.
No?
Hey, I want to be able to see you and Monse, catch up, see how everyone's doing. Congrats on your news.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Mark, Monse is distraught.
I am. I'm annoyed. Distraught, annoyed, frustrated.
Because here's the thing. I thought it might impact the All-Star game. Then it got to the playoffs. And now in game 1 of the finals, Adam Silver says we have to wrap up this investigation with the Clippers and aspiration. Well, it is June 19th. The draft is quickly approaching. And ain't no wraps. It has yet to be wrapped. It is unwrapped. Mark, help us figure this out. What is going to happen with this Clippers aspiration thing? Are they picking at 5? You know what I'm saying?
Is Darius Acuff going to be a Clipper or not?
Are we worried that could not happen at this point?
Monse, I can't promise that there's not going to be news that will annoy you at some point in 2026, but count the short-term victories. I don't think that the number 5 pick is going to go anywhere other than it's going to go to Darius Acuff Jr.
Yeah.
I asked some folks this week who they think the Clippers are going to select. He's
so
the
for
guy.
That. I'm so for that.
And how about this for player comps? I was talking to Victor Phillips. He ran a community center in Detroit that he would frequent when he was a kid. His player comp for Darius Acuff Jr., Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson, and Chris Paul all in one.
I love that. I love that. No, I'm into it.
Go ahead.
Because I think, we can. Darius Garland is great, but I feel like we could package him and make some other moves, and Darius Acuff can be our, point guard of the future. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and it can always be a bridge. Doesn't mean that Darius Garland is on the way out now.
No, of course not.
But it could also buy them time for him to develop. He is undersized. There's questions about his defense.
He's always injured. Even though they're not big injuries, but he's injured.
With Garland.
With Garland, sorry.
But as far as Darius, the MO is, can he be a good defender? He's undersized. How much time will that take for him to overcome those things in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
The people around him think not long defensively. He didn't really have much of a defensive role. Undersized. This has been his whole, journey of going against older, bigger players, and he's been this competitive guy that's still empowering teammates, scoring, making clutch plays, but yeah, it allows for a more gradual approach before they ship Garland out.
John Calipari was on with Colin Cowherd today and sung effusively, praises of Darius Acuff to the point that if I'm ever in trouble, I might call John to be my defense lawyer. But this is the thing, and we sat here during the tournament, and I was like, look, I get that A.J. DeBantis got the wingspan, even though he got bounced early in the tournament. Cam Boozer feels like he can't jump over a phone book to me, but I can see I can see the processing, right? And Jalen Brunson just won a championship. He don't dunk either, right? So it's like, see all this. But I prefer my basketball players to be stone cold killers. And when I'm watching Darius Acuff, I think that dude just might be a stone cold killer. And on top of that, Cal made the point today on the herd, I'm pretty good at this guard thing. Cal's if you are under 6'7" and Cal recruited you, I'm paying a lot of attention to your game.
Well, so did Darius Acuff. When Virgil Phillips is calling him Derrick Rose, he started doing some research about Derrick Rose's career and then connected the dots. Oh, he played for John Calipari in Memphis. That's why he wanted to play for him in Arkansas, because he developed D. Rose and wanted to learn the tricks of the trade there. So I know John Calipari has also said that any team that passes up on him is going to regret it, and people around him think the same thing. Now,
don't say that. Just tell people to not. They're like, don't even look at him. Don't even look at him. Actually,
this is a secret. We're not on the air right now.
Yeah.
But with A.J. DeBantis, though, the feeling is he is going to be number one, and he does have that killer mentality. He has the fundamentally sound game. He's not Kevin Durant, but he has that foundation that could be that kind of player of very efficient. He's a great defender. But I think, there's all this talk that maybe Darren Peterson's going to go number 1. I don't buy that at all. The feeling is the Wizards are taking AJ DeBanza.
I was going to say, it does. I don't know. What is it? To me, I still don't understand what is it about Darren Peterson, to be honest with you, to be even considered a number 1 pick with what just happened. I feel like there's too much of a gray area when it comes to his availability. I don't like that. If the best thing is available, and if you're already not available, and I have so many questions surrounding the availability and what happened this year, I don't understand why he is even still being considered number 1, to be honest with you.
Well, he's considered 1 or likely 2 because he has the complete package and he's considered an upside player. The interesting thing about the availability part is people around the league, it's definitely something that they care about and they want to look into, but they don't look at it as a red flag that he's going to have durability issues. They just look at it as something that in the short term, he's going to have to improve knowing how to take care of his body better and maximize his chances of availability, but they're not looking at it as a
red flag.
Another Greg Oden, right?
Right.
It's not the Kevin Durant-Oden debate in 2007. So that's the interesting part. The availability part matters, but in some respects it also doesn't.
Mark Medina here in studio with us. I'm Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños filling in for Rob Parker Kelvin Washington, all the odd couple. Getting ready to kick off another football game in just a moment. Let's go over to Steve DeSager to get all the information. Steve.
Hey there, the Anthems have played in Philadelphia. We are about ready to start Brazil against Haiti. Already we had Morocco with a 1-0 victory in New England over Scotland on a goal in the 2nd minute. The late-night game will be on FS1 from the San Francisco Bay Area. Turkey against Paraguay. Each team lost its tournament opener. The Americans were 2-0 winners over Australia in Seattle today with the 2 goals in the first half, so the U.S. can clinch first place in its group already if Turkey loses or ties tonight. Trained to push past the pain, not athletes, just people trafficked every day, right here in the United States, sometimes by someone they trusted. During the World Cup, help us break the silence. Visit bluecampaign.gov/World Cup to learn more, paid for by the Department of Homeland Security. A reminder, 4 more games on the World Cup schedule on Saturday, 2 on Fox TV, then 2 on FS1. The U.S. plays back in L.A. next Thursday against Turkey. That's the 25th, the final Thursday night of June. Christian Pulisic did not play today due to his calf injury. American Wyndham Clark leads the U.S. Open by 4 strokes in New York. He's 7 under par. Xander Schauffele is tied for 2nd place. The Tennessee Titans gave defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons a 3-year extension worth $100 million guaranteed. In the NHL, Jonathan Toews retired. He just returned to the league this past season after 2 years out due to illness. The College World Series Finals start Saturday. In Major League Baseball today at Wrigley Field, Cubs 16-2 winners over Toronto. Detroit goes to the 7th inning, leading at home against the White Sox 4-3. Tarek Skubal started, was pulled in the 6th, did have 8 strikeouts. Yankees with a couple early home runs, one from Ben Rice, lead 4-0 over the Reds in the bottom of the 5th. It's the Rays 4-2 leading the Nationals in the top of the 6th. The Brewers and Jacob Misiorowski are up 1-0 at the Braves, top of the 6th. Misiorowski with 5 scoreless innings, a mere 4 strikeouts. 1.27 is his ERA for the season. Back to you.
Thanks, Steve. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños here, filling in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington on a funky Flashback Friday, I've been told. What we got here? Oh, I'm Mark Medina in studio. How you like that? Now, Mark Medina, Fox Sports Radio insider, NBA insider here. Now, we talked a lot about Darius Acuff in the last segment. And I understand that a lot of men now, under 6'2", have really been emboldened by Jalen Brunson and his success. You could really I'm stealing it from Bo Money Jones, but he said, and it's true. Anybody who's really coming for a Becky Hammon pound of flesh, just ask them how tall they are, right? And then you really can kind of understand where that's coming from. But with all of that, my takeaway from the NBA Finals is not that Jalen Brunson's small guard can lead a team to the finals or whatever. I think he showed in Game 5 he can be the best player on a finals team. I think the Knicks showed throughout the postseason that having a secondary initiator of offense is why they went from good to great, right, with Karl Anthony Towns. when James Dolan says, I'm not going into the second apron, I first read that as, you cheap SOB. Are you kidding me? 53 years and no championship. You got all the good will in the world. And this is what you want to do? And then I took a beat, took a second, reread your story, and thought, this is actually really responsible to not go into the second apron, because as this Knicks team just won a championship, I don't know if running it all the way back with all the fringe pieces, right? Bringing the whole band back together all the way down to the simple player, right? If that's the right exact move, if you're really trying to repeat. Obviously, you're bringing Towns, you're bringing Brunson, you're bringing the key guys back. But going into the second apron would mean re-signing everybody. And I feel like when I read it the second time, I said, that's actually really responsible out of James Dolan and not want to write that second apron check.
Yeah, it is responsible. There's a feeling among players that, and it was negotiated with the players' union, but that the second apron gave owners an out for things like this, that they can say, look, we can't do this because there's rules that curtail us from roster building, less effective, mid-level exception, not ability to do signing trades if you're over second apron. And that, makes them responsible as opposed to cheap. But I do get it. Now, Jalen Brunson's relative pay cut is supposed to help that, but this is Adam Silver's NBA, that he always wants there to be parity. It's not a coincidence that there hasn't been a repeat champion since the Warriors in 2018. And part of it is by design, on top of it's always difficult to defend a championship anyway. So what this means moving forward for the Knicks and other teams is that how do you find that sweet spot of keeping your star player, having some semblance of continuity and depth, but also knowing that you can't keep every single thing. It's a very challenging puzzle to navigate. And when you're looking at these repeat champions, or previous champions, not repeat, the Warriors in 2022, the Nuggets in 2023, the Celtics in 2024, they have all made moves that they wouldn't have normally made because of second apron concerns.
Moves that they eventually ended up regretting. The Celtics would have liked to have Drew Holiday, 100%. Now, you just said something. Oh, the Knicks. What was it? Damn it, I have to. This has been bothering me more than like the biggest splinter possible. You said relative pay cut that Jalen Brunson took. Did I miss? Jalen Brunson took a 4-year max at the time. Now, had he waited another year, he would have been eligible for a 5-year max. But he didn't exactly there wasn't like there was a 4-year max. He said, you know what, I would like half of that, right? Like he took the most money he could at the time. He just wasn't eligible. Like he would have been eligible for an extra $100 million had everything gone right. But it's had everything gone right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. People talk about this Jalen Brunson pay cut, and it's not even a real question. It's a complaint of mine because he took the 4-year max when he signed that contract. He was eligible for 5, and he's going to get all the money on the back end.
Yeah. So by taking it early, he sacrificed $100 million.
He sacrificed the opportunity
taking it early
to possibly get $100 million.
But he would have gotten it.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Thomas thought he was getting a max contract too from the Boston Celtics before he got hurt. Like it's all. I just say this. I think it's. We have painted it at like. But for a guy who's the son of an NBA journeyman who was on 9-10 teams in his career, I think he's like. I've already been traded once. I'm taking the biggest bag I can as soon as possible.
Especially with what happened with the Mavs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just fall on. I just have real trouble with it being this massive selfless gesture from Jalen Brunson.
Fair. I see your point that nothing is guaranteed in life, but I mean, not even just because they won a title this year, but if things were the same as they were a playoff team, they were good but not great, he would have been eligible for that and he would have signed it, and the Knicks wouldn't have said, oh yeah, we're not going to do this. So there was some relative sacrifice. Now, there's also a practicality to it that he knew that this was coming under the guise that Leon Rose gave a vision on how they're going to put the roster around him, and his dad's there. So there was a semblance of some security and comfort in what he's signing up for. But, I mean, you did take some pay cut, right? Like he would have gotten it barring this crazy season-ending injury.
He would have gotten it if everything worked out. It would have all worked out.
All right, Martin, I'm with Mark here. You're upset.
You can't take a pay cut on a check on a contract that was never offered.
Okay.
Anyway.
But he did do something to help the Knicks by taking it early.
By taking as much money as he possibly could at the first opportunity.
Before I move on completely from what James Dolan said about not going into the second apron, I think what's frustrating, if I'm a Knicks fan, it's like you just said, we just won. Can you just say you're going to try and just bring everyone back? Even if it's not the case, can you just say that right now? We just won. I was annoyed to read that, even if it is responsible. But staying with these short kings that are doing things in sports, what Jalen Brunson did for the Knicks, Mark, does that at all help Trae Young and his situation?
You mean as far as being an undersized star
Correct,
player?
because I feel like there was so much criticism with Trae Young that he couldn't do it. Like what he did with the Hawks, it was like that's as far as it can go. He needs the ball in his hands too much. It's not effective, right? But we just saw Jalen Brunson and what he did. Does this help Trae Young and maybe some of the negativity that was surrounding him for a little bit?
It can help, but I think it can more help internal than external. I don't know what there will be a market, but at what price, who knows? I think all signs are pointing he's coming back to the Wizards. Mm-hmm. One of the key things that Will Dawkins, the Wizards GM, stressed to me earlier in the year was that they viewed him as a long-term player. This wasn't just a short-term rental, and they felt like because of the environment that he's in with Washington, where he and Will Dawkins have a connection. They have good young players and defensive-oriented players that can allow him to tap into his strengths as well as shield into his weaknesses. Because when you're looking at Alex Sarr, great pick-and-roll player, great defender, Anthony Davis, who knows if he's still with the team, but I think there's a strong feeling he will stay with the team. Okay. Same thing. Bilal Coulibaly, he's a great wing defender. So all those defensive reinforcements are going to shield his weaknesses. But they also have, even though they got a number one pick for a reason, they were terrible last year, they have a young nucleus that has a lot of offensive potential that needs Trae Young's brilliance. So I think that the vision was already there, but as it pertains to what the number could be, certainly can help. But I think the thing about Trae, it's not so much about him being undersized or some of his weaknesses. It's also about, can he be this great leader? And Will was stressing to me that they've seen that positive leadership, and because they have history, whatever did or didn't happen in Atlanta, clean slate, but they also feel like they can bring the best out of him because of that relationship, as well as Travis Schlenk. He's another important person in their front office. He was with the Atlanta Hawks when they drafted Trae Young. And so some of these leadership issues that came up in Atlanta was when he was already gone. So they feel like they have this great environment around him that can bring the best out of him.
One more from me, Mark. Giannis, I'm at the stage now. I'm at mob boss status. Call me when it's done. With this Giannis trade, where is he going? Jimmy Haslam said before the draft. Jimmy Haslam says a lot. So where is Giannis going? Do you think? I know Boston is the talk of the town.
Yeah, well, folks I've talked to from other teams, they think he's going to Miami because he wants to be there. The Celtics, there's some skepticism on the Celtics' willingness to deal Jaylen Brown, and I think a lot of people, hear me out here, as much as you think, oh, well, Giannis is this huge domino, there's also people around the league that have a lot of concern about the price it would take to get Giannis because you're going to have to strip depth to get him, and his injury history these last few years. So, I'm not talking out of school here. There's people around the league, other executive scouts, coaches that think, you know what, he's a great player, but if you're going to have to sacrifice all this, not worth it. But in Miami's case, Tyler Hero would have to be the centerpiece of a deal. Some of their young players' draft picks. It's obviously something they have to give up, but there also could be a depressed market. Like some people have observed that the Bucks thought this offseason, they would get better offers leading into the draft, free agency. Maybe there will be because now teams have draft capital. But there's also a feeling around the league that the offers aren't going to be as good as they were before the trade deadline because of what I just mentioned.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think the offers will be that that robust. And I think ultimately it'll be a whole 3-year saga for what ends up being like a rotational player and a pick that turns into nothing.
Real quick here. You think Giannis is looking to win again, or is Giannis just looking to go somewhere that they're going to have they're going to win, but they're not going to win the champion? You get what I'm saying? Like, does he just want to change the scenery?
I mean, that's the ultimate thing. My feeling is if he wants to leave, it's because he wants to win. I mean, that's the reason why he had been getting frustrated with Milwaukee. They haven't been winning. Having to change of scenery, I mean, you want warmer weather, great, but the best scenery as far as contract goes is staying with the Bucks. So, if it's winning, it's another team. If it's anything else, you stay where you are.
Well, speaking of a change of scenery, Mark Medina in studio.
Woo!
I'm saying most of the time.
Hey, honored to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, around legends like you two.
Oh, please.
Stop.
Oh,
You're the legend.
Stop it.
You're the legend.
Stop. Checks in the mail.
Hey, Martin, I've seen you in multiple Fox studios. You're in high demand.
That is, I'm in demand. I don't know how high it is. They're always demanding something out of me. But coming up next, we'll get into it. Again, this NFL guy had the worst ending of the season possible and got a promotion. I just wish I had these type of agents. Maybe I need Mark Medina to be my agent and I can have this type of stuff happen to me. We'll see. Coming up next, that's Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños, Fox Sports Radio.
Kerry, I want to start here. First and foremost, quickly set up what it would feel like in New York. Obviously, I'm assuming you weren't there. I didn't miss anything, right?
No, I wasn't there.
So you weren't there, but you spent all those years playing with the Jets. You know that was home for a while. What would it feel like just to be there, the atmosphere, and how the Knick fandom, how much it means out there before I go into my diatribe?
Yeah, the fandom is a funny thing, right? Obviously, when I was there, the years were a little lean. Even then, like the Garden was still the Garden.
Yep.
Like I would have my courtside seats there playing, just watching.
No, you didn't have seats.
Yeah, no, I did. I'm setting
Okay.
it. Let me set it.
Okay.
I would be there, and I would find those seats to be a little bit easier is what I'm trying to get to,
Gotcha.
right? And so, like, you're sitting there, I'm bringing random teammates to the game and watching the game, enjoying it. In the years when they got better, Carmelo came, and it started to pick up a little bit more intensity, a little bit more fervor towards what they could achieve. Those seats were a little bit harder to come by. That's all I'm trying. That's what I'm getting to that, right?
Yeah.
So, the build up from all of that. Obviously, the Knicks from the '90s, we know they had good teams, but never get over the hump. And so you could feel that energy brewing, right? It's almost like it's like a tea kettle.
Yep. Well,
it's on the stove, right? You could see it bubbling. You could see it bubbling the last couple of years with Jalen Brunson and this iteration of the Knicks, right?
Yep.
They're getting playoff success. You're starting to feel like you're seeing more and more people in the stands. You're seeing the Ben Stillers come out a little more, and the Larry Davids, and you're seeing those guys out there in the building, and in the city though. Like, those guys have been starving for this. And when I say starving, my phone now, I haven't been there.
Right.
All my New York people are still here.
Right.
Kelvin, my phone has been off the charts.
I know it has.
So, like, just seeing people walk around the city, all the Knicks jerseys, orange and blue skies, that's all they talk about.
Yep.
Like, this thing is a real thing. And so to see it get to this point and to see them have this moment, I know I've been seeing people talking about it's starting to get a little bit too much, the fandom, but let them have this. Let them have this moment. It is well-deserved. This team is one of the most likable teams I've ever seen, and for it to be in New York, the Mecca, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. I just hope everybody stays safe out there.
Well, most people will. It's too many people to say everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and I started to see the numbers. Obviously, I'm a news anchor, in Spectrum News 1 in the mornings out here in L.A. Yeah. And I had to read some of the numbers, and I'm like, numbers are in this from the perennial. I was like, that ain't that bad, actually. Seriously, given what you see, the size of the metropolitan area, it's like, all right, 63 arrests. It could have been worse.
Yes.
Because it's crazy out there. Now we have the parade coming up on Thursday.
Now I'm scared of that one.
We'll see. The vibes will be high again. But I want to go here because I asked you to set that up for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything you just mentioned, as somebody who was there, somebody who has friends and family still there, and just a city you still love and adore, and a city that means so much to America as a whole, right?
Yes.
It's Ellis Island. It's where a lot of people came. Some of us were taken. It's a story for another day. But point is, New York is New York.
Yes.
What it means to this country, the number one market, the biggest city, biggest metropolitan area. It means so much. People like to call it basketball Mecca. And I love the way Kenny Smith broke it down on the broadcast. He said the reason it matters so much to us basketball, and it makes sense, right? Other places, if you're from the South, I'm from Midwest. There's space, football, baseball fields, basketball courts, this, that, and the other, just for ice hockey in the woods and this, that. Basketball is everything. All right, all we got, it ain't even really going to be 94 feet. We can give, a 64 feet, but it'll be a basketball court. Put it up. Maybe it's just a half court on this block, a half court on that block. But the point is, basketball is something you can put some courts up. Kids can do something. Guys can play, and that can be a part of the city. And it became part of the city for decades and maybe the last century or so. I say that to say, I believe this Knicks story, this Knicks run saved the NBA. And I don't mean to save as if it was going to fly or go away, but sometimes in life you start to see a downward spiral, a downward trend, right? You can start to see where something's happening, something negative, something's falling off the cliff a little bit. And I believe the NBA was starting to go through some of that. And you see it. The baseball went through it before.
Yeah.
Hockey's gone through it. They're trying to bounce back, but they went through it. We used to be much bigger, and boxing is definitely going through it, so on and so forth. And, Kerry, I believe that. And this Knicks run was key for a few things. You got the biggest city in America, the most fervent fan base, hungry, 53 years. To be New York, everybody wants to be a Knick. Well, they hadn't won. Right. And they didn't draw all the big names like you thought they would over there. Every time a free agent is available, where is he going? New York. Either LeBron's going to be a New York, KD's going to be a Knick, Giannis going to be a Knick. You name him's going to be a Knick, and it doesn't happen. And you have this team that's blood hungry and bloodthirsty for something, and they finally got it. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Here's our tire rack play of the day.
Robinson fizzing it back. Serginho Dest blocked. Still in. Might be two. Is two. Or maybe not. The flag comes up for offside.
I think he's going to be onside here. The trail leg of the player at the top.
It is
and
being
as he
checked.
heads that in.
After factual review, the goal scorer was not in offside position.
And the building shakes in Seattle.
Brought to you by Tire Rack. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way that tire buying should be. And Team USA, the way international soccer should be.
That's right. Way to go, Team USA.
I do find it. I saw a tweet by Nate Tice, I believe, covers the NFL for Yahoo. He said, I find it's really funny when people say, oh, NFL players couldn't play soccer, when a former NFL receiver's son is like a really good soccer player. And he didn't play football. He played soccer. Like, I think you're proving your point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Antonio Freeman, Alex Freeman, both of them, incredibly athletic. Who would have guessed it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What is this like? I think that Alex Freeman is really good at soccer because he's 21 years old and has been playing soccer for, 18 of them.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Almost second nature to him.
It's just like, it's almost like it's the first sport he played. Or, I'm sure he had a bunch of other ones. I'm sure he played basketball. Maybe on the first part. Maybe basketball season came before soccer season. Right? You know what I mean? Like, depending on where.
I guess maybe.
Depending on where you grew up.
Depending on where you grew up, yeah.
Different weather allows for sports to be played in different seasons, But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that Al Treem's good at soccer.
Right.
Played soccer.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah. Not a hot take.
Yeah, I've had a lot of hot soccer takes. Quite a few. Hydration breaks?
Good.
I think your hottest take was you can't hold your bladder for 45.
Do you know how bad I have to go to the bathroom right now?
He's already gone to the restroom twice.
Have you not heard my complaints about the locked door?
We need to talk.
Have you not? No, this is a thing. You know what it is? Actually, I saw a tweet, a European person tweeted about this. He said, I don't remember the handle. Hands up my bad. But I think he realized the opposite of what I realized when I went on my honeymoon. It's like they're just used to not drinking any water. That's why you have to pay to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? They they just don't give you water when you sit down at the table, right?
You have to ask for it.
You have to ask for it. Then they're
and it's carbonated.
And then they come, you want still or sparkling? And he's like, I would just like water, please. No, you add all the other things on here. I just want water, just regular water out of the tap. Yeah. And you know what they're like? No, actually, if you want a water fountain, the closest free water from the hotel I was staying at was at the Duomo, which was like 6 blocks away. That was the closest free water. You walk in the United States, any restaurant in America give you free water. And I'm telling you, that's what the holdup is. That's why soccer, you can go 45 minutes straight. They ain't drinking no water that day.
Yeah,
they're in Europe.
You're so wrong because they're out drinking us with other liquids. They may not be drinking water, but they're out drinking us with other liquids.
And I don't know how you did in science, but alcohol dehydrates you.
Right, and imagine you keep drinking that. Have you ever broken the seal?
Dehydrates you.
Have you ever broken the seal? You can't break the seal.
The point of the whole thing of breaking the seal is that once you break the seal means
but they're
you
not
waited
breaking
a long
the seal.
time.
But they're not breaking the seal. And we're telling you to
don't
hold
break
your
the seal with water, do you?
We're
You just go
trying
to the bathroom.
hold your seal.
Madness.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Brazil has just scored for a 1-0 lead over Haiti. They're in the 27th minute of this game at Philadelphia tonight on Fox TV. Morocco scored in the second minute, and it held up for a 1-0 victory over Scotland in New England. The late game will be on FS1 at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. San Francisco Bay Area will host Turkey against Paraguay. The Americans are 2-0 after beating Australia today, 2-0 in Seattle. The U.S. outshot them 10-5. The Americans can clinch first place in their group already if Turkey loses or ties tonight. And Christian Pulisic did not play today due to his calf injury. American Wyndham Clark leads the U.S. Open by 4 strokes in New York. The Tennessee Titans gave defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons a 3-year extension. In Major League Baseball, the Tigers are holding on 4-3 over the White Sox, bottom of the 8th. Still Yankees 4-0 over the Reds, top of the 7th inning. Cubs beat Toronto 16-2. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Just kidding. All right. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños, Fox Sports Radio, the Odd Couple. Not your normal Odd Couple. Your normal Saturday host here.
Yeah.
8 to 11 Eastern.
Yeah.
5 to 8 Pacific.
That's right.
If you liked it, we'll do it again tomorrow.
That's right.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it live.
It'll also be live. Brazil with a
We'll do it live.
1-0 lead over Haiti in the 29th minute of the match.
Yay.
We obviously don't have the volume up in here, but producer Emmy told me that the commentators were talking about how this was a relatively even match, and they're talking about Brazil and Haiti. And he said that like there was like it would be a relatively even match if we were talking about like this year's Seahawks and the Jets. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it's Brazil and Haiti. Like, he was like, the Seahawks and the Jets. I was like, yo, okay.
Yeah, Brazil is supposed to be one of the, I think, not the favorite, but one of the favorites. Is Spain the favorite, Alex or Lexi?
I'm glad you introduced me. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, Lexi. Is it Spain that's supposed to be favored in the tournament?
Well, since Yamal doesn't know if he's going to Yamal himself into the game, currently it is Argentina and France.
Argentina and France.
See. Would you like a quick top 5 with rank and say?
I would love a quick top 5.
All right,
Thank you
top
so
5.
much.
Number 1 is Argentina.
Argentina.
Number 2 is France.
France.
3 is España.
España.
4 is England.
England.
Then 5 is Brazil.
Is Brazil. So I thought
5 Brazil.
Top 5. That's what I figured. They on paper they have a good roster.
Now historically,
if only that paper could play the game.
That's right. That's right.
Clean sheets. A clean sheet for the United States.
I like
today.
that one. Did you know the Brazilian goalkeeper has 5 clean sheets right now?
Oh, stop it.
A clean sheet
So
means
clean.
a
Oi.
shutout.
Aye.
Well, a clean sheet means shutout.
Just for that, you can have a water break this segment.
Hydration
Yes.
break, I'll have you know. Get it
Thank
right. Monse,
Jess.
have you ever abjectly failed at something and then been told, instead of you don't get to stay here anymore and do this again, actually, we want you to do it again, but do more of it?
No, I wish. No, never.
Never.
Never. Not
Anytime
once.
I'm pretty, like, I'm quick scan through my brain. 99% of the time, if I failed at something, they were like, get out of here, dude.
Thank you so much.
You should leave. Sometimes it was thanks for the memory. Sometimes it was like, thank you for leaving. The Bills said thank you for the memories to Sean McDermott and then promoted Joe Brady to be the head coach. Joe Brady said this today, or yesterday, I should say. When I saw Sean McDermott, that's a paraphrase, I didn't see that and think, quote, I want to be a head coach. I was broken. I was broken for a guy that I worked for. I was also broken for the rest of the coaching staff that's sitting there like we're all out of jobs right now. There was a lot of emotion going on. And I just feel like, I know that Sean McDermott is still with us, and I hope in good health, but the ghost of Sean McDermott that is weighing over the Bills facility is, it feels to me, we have found a scapegoat.
Absolutely.
And now that scapegoat is gone. Now there is no more goats to be scaped, and it is all going to fall on the shoulders of those who remain. And everybody, because it would be, we got a new head coach. No, we don't have a new head coach. We have the offensive coordinator promoted to head coach. All those people involved had failure, were a part of failure. They were a part of that Denver Broncos game, an AFC Championship, that just fell apart. All of those guys were a part of that. And I think that firing Sean McDermott, whether they wanted to or not, I thought it was reasonable to do. But process to me here matters. And the reasoning, you hear Terry Pegula tell you to his face, tell you from his own lips. I walked in the locker room, everybody was crying. I had to fire the coach. I wanted to make a change. That's an emotional decision. Now, you can make an emotional decision and it still be the right one, but that doesn't mean your process was good, right? And this, to me, feels like a bad process situation. It may work, but it feels like a bad process situation. If I had to bet on it, I'm betting against it.
I don't know if I agree with you totally. I do agree that Sean McDermott was a scapegoat 100% with that. I get what you're saying, that it seems as though everybody is here at fault. So why did you keep anyone who was part of the reason why you failed? But I think with Joe Brady, they just wanted, you mentioned this earlier in the first hour when we talked about the Bengals, the continuity is there. And I feel like the Bills wanted that continuity offensively for Josh Allen. They were, second in scoring last year? Like, their offense was clicking. And I can only assume that the Bills feel like it slipped out of their hands. Did overtime, was it an overtime loss against the Broncos in the postseason? It was not overtime. Why did I think it was an overtime loss?
It was a blizzard.
It was a blizzard. That's what it was.
Blizzard.
It was a blizzard
that came down.
So
Bo Nix broke his toe.
That's right.
At the last play.
I feel like the Bills just think that they were so close to getting over their hump and maybe making it to the Super Bowl that they don't want to disrupt what was working the most, which was their offense with Josh Allen. So even though what you're saying is, it makes sense. I hear what you're saying. I just think they looked at it from the other side of, let's not break up the continuity with the stuff that was working.
But they did break up the continuity. They fired, if they were on tour, they fired the tour manager. If they were in the kitchen, they fired the head chef.
The continuity that they liked came from Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator, which you know what? Actually, now I'm starting to change my own mind. Because now I'm saying, well, no, then you should have kept him as an offensive coordinator. If you like, okay, now I'm changing my mind.
It is the illusion. It is the illusion of continuity. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It feels like everything should be the same. But no, everything is not the same because you fired the head coach, and you fired the head coach because your quarterback was crying after he lost the game. And I don't say that to make fun of him. I think that it is. I like the fact that guys care.
Of course.
Right? So I like the fact that guys are emotional about this. So I don't say that to make fun of him or poke fun or anything. But literally, you fired him because everybody was crying in the locker room, right? And if that's going to be what you do, that is moving with emotion. And again, sometimes you can move emotionally and it'd be the right decision. If you're in a toxic relationship, y'all throwing things at each other, get out of my house, and you leave, you may have left and it was emotional, but that was probably the right decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you have to be able to evaluate why you're making said decisions to understand why you got into the situation you were in. Because if you're not understanding how you made that choice, you're going to end up right back in the same spot.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that they liked what they saw offensively, and they think that had a big reason to do with Joe Brady and Josh Allen and the relationship that they built together, and they didn't want to take that away from Josh Allen. That's the only, you make perfect sense, but that's the only thing that I can imagine. I can't imagine being Joe Brady, though, because I feel like you're in a position where he couldn't say no.
There's
Martin.
no chance I'm not taking the job.
But you get what I'm saying?
But it is definitely stepping into. The room is still bloody. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
that's what it is. The room is still bloody, and you're here, and you're supposed to just take the job over like there wasn't a massive spill 10 seconds ago. And
spill that you were a part of.
A spill that you were an accomplice to.
Right. You saw it happening.
So Brazil finds the back of the net again. So that's exactly right. It is 2-0 the Brazilian side over the Haiti side in the 38th minute. But, Monse, I heard something today that if I hadn't been in the building at the time, I had seen these people, this AI, this ain't real. There's no way. Somebody put this on the internet to piss people off, I'm sure. All right? No. It was on TV, and it wasn't to piss people off. It was an honest opinion. Rebecca Lowe and Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan, I want one word from you. Can the U.S. win this World Cup, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, Zlatan has spoken.
Now, he's a man of few words.
Yeah, that's all he said.
But all you had to say was yes, because what? Like, and I understand that some of the American soccer pundits may lend towards the sensational, right? And I think that's been a common refrain I've seen in complaints about some of these guys. Zlatan does not strike me as one. Zlatan does not strike me as one to not only mince words, but use more than like 6 words in a row. Like, he's very to the point, right? He's very direct. He's very to the point. And if you believe the hashtags you see flying around in social media, not afraid to say uncomfortable things with people right next to him, okay? That, to me, like, that means something to me. That he just went and said, like, for him to say yes in that way, I think he values himself too much to be like a quote hot take guy. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Like I think he says that because he thinks that's actually I don't think that going viral is like his main goal here.
No.
Like I think he's telling his truth.
Yeah.
Which if that's the case, then oh boy.
Listen, what is happening in these first two matches have excited the people that know the sport better than you and I. And I feel like there's a reason for that. And if he said that, as you said, with little words, when there are other rosters that, quote unquote, are technically better than this one, but the way that they have come out and also having the World Cup here, it's kind of what our own Lexi said over here. Do you believe in being in the right place at the right time, the opportunity presenting itself? It seems like all of that is happening for the U.S. Martin, did you expect the Knicks to win the NBA championship at the start of the season?
No.
No. Did you expect the Indiana Hoosiers to win the college football playoff?
Sort of.
At the start of the season? You were early on. You were one of those,
Indiana.
but I don't think people were.
I thought that Indiana was going to be at most a 2 or 3 loss team.
You did. Did you think the Seattle Seahawks were going to win the Super Bowl?
By about week 7.
About week 7.
Yeah. Once they beat the Rams the second, I was like, oh, okay, this team is really good.
But
it took a second to get into it. And what to your point that at the start of this, I would have said Team USA stinks. Then it was an own goal. Then I was like, all right, well, the spotters will still probably lose. Then it was like, all right, hold on a second. This Balogun kid is nice.
He's good.
Right? Like, I've been watching these games. This Balogun kid is pretty freaking good. Right? He keeps putting the ball in the back of the net. Right? And then today, without the guy's nickname's Captain America, he is the most popular soccer player in the United States by a wide margin.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one on commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's holding up that you get 2% cash back, right? And to know that, and all leading up to the point, all the people that I'm listening to the experts here, they're like, well, they got it starts and ends with Pulisic. Starts and ends with Pulisic. Starts and ends with Pulisic. All right, well, he didn't start today.
Or end. Yeah, he didn't even end the first match.
Right, exactly. And like, again, I'm new here. But if you told me that an NFL team was 6-1 with the backup quarterback, I'd be like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Right? Let's say, God forbid, something happens to Jalen Brunson this year. And the Knicks next time, he misses the first 30 games of the year. And the Knicks start out 25-5. I'm interested. Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
They're only going to get better.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, by the transitive property of sport, I imagine that when the best player is fit and in the lineup, they've been dominating teams thus far. Mm-hmm. Like dominating teams. Dominating teams in a way that other nations that I think that's what it is for me, Monse. It's both the United States has been dominating teams, not by my words, by words of like Zlatan and Thierry Henry and these like guys who call soccer players footballers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so legitimately experts here. And I'm also hearing if they don't bench Ronaldo, they're not Portugal's done. Right? I'm also hearing like, oh, look at how Brazil is struggling in the first. They needed a hydration break to break through versus Haiti. I'm watching DR Congo play to a draw, and they remind me of the old Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and them. They ain't scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not supposed to be here, but they ain't scared of nobody. They doing a belt-to-ass celebration like it's Ronaldo. So I'm like, when I'm seeing this stuff, it's like maybe my lean to automatic pessimism is off here. You tell me they got the what best odds to win this thing?
Basically, they keep going up and up in the ranking. They were bottom 20, and now after 2 wins, they're almost in top 10 USA.
Woo-wee.
They're literally 13 right now. And it's funny, like, when you say, like, about your pessimism, I mean, everybody is an extent
Everybody
of soccer.
has that, yeah.
Think about it. Like, it's like we're not good, quote unquote. But, like, when you said this, too, I still can't believe it. This is what it means to have a striker with Balogun, right? At 8 years old, he was already scouted by Arsenal. Like, think about that. That's one of the most distinguished European teams that's recognized around the world. And at 8 years old, like, it's just insane to think that one player can make a difference. And just like you said with Ronaldo, it's either going to make or break you. And this United States team, it's insane to say that once we see them beat an actual top 10 team, which will be Belgium coming up here after the group stage, I think everybody will be on board like Zlatan and say, yeah, they can win it. And he's not delusional.
No.
He's realistic in some ways.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is not a guy who is speaking like crazy hyperbole, right? He's not a guy that all the hyperbole he uses is about himself, right? Like, and I've really enjoyed his commentary thus far in this World Cup, but to me, that was the most like, huh? What?
Zlatan, he believes in that, like, crowd, your home team. If they support you, he's like, you can literally make magic. Angels in the infield, you know?
Right.
Angels in the infield. Shout out to that flight attendant that told Balogun's mom, you're too pregnant to fly. You can't go back to London. Did you know this story?
Ain't that crazy?
Did not know this story.
I'll
on the other side?
I will tell you this on the other side. We have TSA to thank for Team USA. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños, Fox Sports Radio.
Inside job. We paid him.
I'm at work, you're at work. People got the shirts on, guys you never even knew were into the soccer, right? You just, oh, what up, Bobby, Jimmy, Derek, whoever. And they got the shirts. Ladies got the shirts on. Monty's been wearing hers. Everybody's excited. And you got people going. Elijah buried the headline yesterday that he has already gone to a match, didn't even tell us.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. So, but you know,
never seen him either, I guess.
Never seen him. You know, never knew he was into soccer. Prince Elijah. So my question is to this. You've been keeping up. It's your job to. Know how these matches get around the world, even beyond just the World Cup. Just period on a regular Tuesdays in another, you know, in some other league. I was thinking, not more so the conversation of will America ever love soccer like the rest of the world. We've done that. We've had that conversation. Why is it that it seems football would be the king in our country? Why is not on the level of what we see when it comes to soccer in other countries, if you catch my drift? Like, we get a fight, they get a shooting. They out here beating down referees, running on the field, literally beating up refs and umpires. I mean, they got flares. They literally have flares in the crowd. You know what I'm talking about. It's a whole next level. I was wondering.
You might have touched on it on reverse, because I'll put it like this. If we get a fight, they don't get a shooting. They get fights if we get shootings. I think that might play a role. And because I'll put it like this, man. I saw some of the members, or I shouldn't say members, but the members of the fan group, I should say, of Congo, right, after the Portugal game. Yep. And if those were Spurs fans after Game 5 in New York, they would have been posted about how we don't condone this, because it would have been a whole bunch of people stomping them out. You know.
So no, but that's what it got me thinking. Like, I think football here is king. We know that it dominates other sports, from viewership to money to the whole nine. And that's just, you know, football is king here in the States. We love our baseball, we love our basketball, we love UFC and some other things. But I'm like, man, is it on the level of that? And part of why I do think, Martin, we're stretched thin in the States with our fandom. What I mean is, so I'm from Ann Arbor, outside of Detroit. So I'm a go blue, right? You know that, you yourself. And then it's, the Tigers, and then it's the Pistons, and it's the Lions, and it's the Red Wings. And I think we're stretched thin, that we were in a lot of those seasons collide together. And so I'm fanning it. I'm loving it. Okay, good game. Okay, well, this is 82 games, so I don't have to care as much right now. Whereas a lot of these other countries, this is it. Yes, we might have some basketball team in Congo, but dang it, we don't give a dang about that. This is it.
I think
soccer team.
This to me is like their college. Like the way that like the people have fervent college sport fandom. That's the way like people follow. I have a buddy I went to college with who literally follows Michigan. Where they play on Saturday, he's there. Wherever, no
matter where.
He don't drink, he don't do drugs, that's his vice. It's Michigan football, right? And it's like that's when I'm seeing these. And again, I'm parachuting in, and I will be next 4 years. I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch soccer across. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm 30. It's not happening. But I will watch this, provided because it's not at 3 o'clock in the morning. That also helps. But,
still, even if it's for World Cup, I still ain't getting up at 3, 4 in the morning. Well, I have to, but I get your drift.
Yeah, if I'm up, I'll turn it on. But when it was in Qatar, it was like I was watching when I was at work, and that was about it. But it gives it reminds me of college with all the chants and the way that people are really diehard. Like people are not. I shouldn't say people are not, because it takes a lot of equity to be built up in really fandom and mediocrity to get a real, true emotional response, like we saw at the New York Knicks. Massive fan group, and then a ton of mediocrity amidst this time period, right? And then you finally get the well breaks, right? The damn busts, and it's like, oh my goodness, we can't even control the city anymore because the Knicks can't lose, right? It's like that. But I think that only really happens when you have that massive gap and you have to be good once, and then either good once or from a big city, really, and then have a valley. Because if you were like, we're a Saints fan. Been bad forever, right? Nobody cares if the Saints win 13 games. The story the next day is how do they lose to whoever they're playing in the wild card round?
Right.
Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños here, Fox Sports Radio. Zlatan has spoken.
I mean, barely. You're right, he's spoken.
What more did you need to hear him say?
Zlatan, I want one word from you. Can the US win this World Cup, yes or no?
Yes.
That's it.
What more do you need to hear him say?
I mean, I would have liked yes, because XYZ.
Okay, here you go, Monty. I got you.
If you didn't believe before, I will repeat. Start believing. They have the country behind them, and when you have this support, it's difficult to beat you.
I just needed yes. That's her that needed more.
I did need more.
I just needed yes. That's an impressive man.
For all I know, he said yes and he didn't hear the question.
That is, I'm telling you, let me tell you something. That is that I've been around a lot of disproportionately successful football players in my work career. Like Zlatan probably could have been an edge in a different world, you know, in a different upbringing and such. Now, it's Balogun kid, Flo Balogun. Do you know why he could play for the United States? Because his parents are from London. That's where Alex was right, or Lexi was correct.
Thank you so much.
When he said he was playing for Arsenal at 8 years old.
Scouted him. 8 years old.
I was
playing
in
for
the
their
third
youth.
grade at 8 years old.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to play soccer.
I was figuring out how to count.
Please, picking my nose, right? This kid's kicking, this kid's for Arsenal.
Yeah.
But you think, how would an 8-year-old kid born in the United States get all the way over there? The only reason that my boy Flo Balogun has got 2 goals in the tournament for the old red, white, and blue is wearing Old Glory, Monse, is because a flight attendant said that his pregnant mother was too pregnant to fly. She wouldn't let him do it. She would not let the plane company would not allow Balogun's parents on the flight. Boom, kid's an American.
So they
born
were
in the United
here
States.
in the U.S. trying to go back to London.
They were on vacation. They would have been on holiday.
Holiday, mate.
They're on holiday.
Boy.
Visited New York when his mother was 7 months pregnant. Airline staff refused permission to his mother to fly due to safety concerns over her being too heavily pregnant at the time. Therefore, was born in New York. He returned to the UK when he was 2 months old, and that's why he got 2 goals for the U.S.
Telling you this, I know time traveling's real. We knew he was going to be a good player, so we kept him here.
I was just somebody did this.
I'm saying.
Someone did this. If you're already being, you know what I mean? Like scout, someone did this. That's crazy. I did not know that. I love that story.
This makes you wonder what they were flying. I've tried to look. It's not, the commercial airline is not listed, but I want to know bad. Because I want to know if it was like a first class type of situation, or if it was like RIP Spirit Airlines type situation where it was like a lot of people didn't make that flight for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I don't know. Somebody will have to ask him about it. But there you go. So that's your trick.
That's insane.
How you like that?
I love it.
Some things are just meant to be no matter what.
My boy got stuck at JFK. Who can't relate? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's how we win future World Cups. We see people's flying, where they're flying to, where they're from, how far along pregnant they are, and they're like, "Sorry, ma'am, you can't fly. You're gonna have to have a child
for
here.
your safety.
You're gonna have a child here.
Flag him at TSA.
We'll put you up in a hotel for 2 months, but you can't fly."
That's a future center back right there.
Like, imagine Messi and his wife come here and she's pregnant.
Oh,
Sorry,
they're not going
you
nowhere.
Can't fly.
They're not going anywhere.
That kid's like, Miami, get out of here. Let's kick it over to Steve DeSager for an update on football and football.
And a shout out to the U.S. military for some of these kids that played today for the U.S. growing up abroad.
A lot of Army bases.
Yeah.
A lot of born on this Army base.
Serginho Dest, Netherlands, Anthony Robinson, England, and you mentioned Balogun. He could have chosen U.S. or England or Nigeria because of his parents. Once you play for the senior national team for somebody, you're locked in. So as a youth, he played for England and a little bit at the U.S., chose the U.S. And the Americans are 2-0 at the World Cup after winning in Seattle today, 2-0 over Australia. 2 goals in the first half. The U.S. completed 85% of its passes. The Aussies only 71%. Attendance was 67,000. So the Americans can clinch first place in their group already if Turkey loses or ties tonight against Paraguay. That'll be the late game, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1 in the San Francisco Bay Area. Halftime on Fox TV in Philadelphia right now. It's Brazil 3-0 over Haiti. Mateus Cunha with 2 goals, and then Vinny Jr. with a goal right before halftime. However, one of the Brazilian stars, Rafinha, left in the first half with an apparent hamstring injury. Morocco scored in the second minute, and it held up for a 1-0 win over Scotland in New England. The excitement of the FIFA World Cup is now streaming live on Fox One, the official English streaming platform to catch every unforgettable moment. Fox One brings the action straight to your screen so you never miss a goal. Download Fox One and experience the FIFA World Cup live. The Tennessee Titans gave defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons a 3-year extension worth $100 million guaranteed. He had a career-high 11 sacks last season. American Wyndham Clark leads the U.S. Open by 4 strokes in New York. He's 7 under par. Xander Schauffele is tied for second place after a second-round 66. Missing the cut at 5 over, Bryson DeChambeau shot 75 today, and Ricky Fowler. Also missing the cut, Patrick Reed, Victor Hovland, John Rahm, and others. In the NHL, Jonathan Toews retired. He just returned to the league this past season after 2 years out due to illness. The IndyCar schedule resumes on Sunday on Fox TV from Road America in Wisconsin. Today in Major League Baseball at Wrigley Field, Cubs 16-2 winners over Toronto. Detroit held on 4-3 over the White Sox. Kenley Jansen got the save. Tarek Skubal had no decision as Detroit's starter. He did have 8 strikeouts in 5 2/3. Tigers veteran pitcher Justin Verlander will miss a few more weeks with a strained hamstring. He was due to return on Sunday. He'd been out with a hip injury since March. Great pitching for Cam Schlittler of the Yankees again. Right now, the Yanks are up 4-0 on the Reds in the bottom of the 8th. Ben Rice, a 3-run homer. Schlittler with the best ERA in the American League, down to 1.71 after his 6 scoreless innings, 13 strikeouts tonight. Jacob Mizorowski was the starter for Milwaukee, but the Braves are leading the Brewers 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Marlins 4-3 over the Giants in the top of the 8th. Texas has taken the lead on the Padres 7-6 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Royals 4-2 over the Cardinals, bottom of the 5th. And by the way, the College World Series finals start Saturday. North Carolina against Oklahoma. Back to you.
Thanks, Steve. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington on The Odd Couple. World Cup fever has struck, and who better to talk a little World Cup and go around the horn there and baseball with John Paul Morosi. JP, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining us.
Monse, I am outstanding. What a summer we have here for us, really all across North America. I was at the Ghana-Panama match in Toronto a couple days ago, and what a crowd today in Seattle. It is extraordinary to experience it here in person.
All right, so just letting you know, I have watched 4 days of soccer, okay? So I am clearly an expert. I've said this U.S. team got to be the best one I've ever seen. But when Zlatan Ibrahimovic at the podium today says yes when asked, can the United States win the World Cup, I'm taking him seriously, and not just because he's 6'5" and is built like that. Like, how realistic do you think that is that the United States could win the World Cup? Obviously, before we started group stage, no one would have said that. Like, semifinal would have been legit. But after watching the 2 games, where are you at with that?
It is realistic. It is realistic. It is hard. It is hard to say that it's the U.S. versus the field, and we're all going to say it's better than 50% that it's the U.S. to win, and everybody else is less than 50%. It's not. We're not quite at that stage yet. But where the U.S. is firmly in conversation is this is a team that looks like it can play in a quarterfinal. And once you get to the quarterfinals, we've seen in any number of different tournaments in our lifetimes that anything can happen. I think this sport of soccer, and specifically the World Cup, while it has been the domain of a select few giants over the last 40 years, let's say, that the likes of Germany, Brazil, Spain, Argentina, a lot of repeat winners among that group. But the results so far, a lot of draws for some powerhouse teams against some smaller clubs, would tell us that this sport has gotten a lot more competitive, and the United States is right in the middle of all of it. This is not just a vibes statement that I'm making here. The U.S. has never trailed. They did not concede a goal today against a quality Australian team. They were dominant in the opener against Paraguay, and the way that the U.S. is scoring goals in different and diverse ways tells us that this is a team that is going to be able to attack very well-structured teams. They've got an excellent manager in Pochettino who has this team believing and playing very creatively. I think the biggest question for a long time, Martin Monse, was there enough talent on the U.S. team traditionally over the years to make a run, to make a real deep run? And this is both the most talented team we've had in a long time, and they're also playing with a level of belief supported by the home crowd that you really don't see. And you think back, and there was a U.S. team that reached the quarterfinal in 2002, and many people believe that watched that game that if a handball had been called correctly, the U.S. would have beaten Germany in that game, and they would have gone on to a semifinal. So it's not totally unheard of that the U.S. would get that far to go to a quarterfinal or even a semifinal, because that basically happened within the last generation. And now that World Cup was in Japan and South Korea, happening in the middle of the night for us, and we weren't really all the way into it. We are now. The whole country is behind this team. And the thing I love, too, about it, Martin and Monse, is that wherever you come from in our great country, there's a player on this team who speaks to you. You've got first-generation Americans. You got people that are from small towns in the South and big cities all around the country. There's a player on this team that connects with your story in some way, which I think is why the country has gotten behind this team so powerfully.
JP, what has impressed you the most from this World Cup team, this U.S. World Cup team, from the last one?
That we've got a legitimate number 9 striker in Fuller and Balogun. And he, of course, was all over the score sheet in the game against Paraguay, and then he started the goal. I realize it ended up being called an own goal for Burgess of Australia, but we're watching that game today early on in the first half. That goal happens because in Balogun you've got someone who can dribble at an elite level and create opportunities seemingly out of nothing. And we have not had a player like him in a really, really long time. He plays differently than Dempsey did. He plays differently than Donovan did. He's creative. He has power in his game, and he's so smart in finding the open spaces that he can attack. And so, interestingly enough, Monse, he was attacking that time on the left side of the U.S. formation, which is where Pulisic typically plays. Of course, Pulisic didn't play at all today because of injury. And so that shows not just talent, but smarts and adaptability. And then Ricardo Pepi, who was in the lineup in place of Pulisic, was the one who was attacking the face of goal that created the chaos that resulted in the own goal. So that was not an own goal that was a mistake by the Australians, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That was an own goal that was the residue of aggressive play and smarts from the Americans. And so I would really say that having Balogun there is the difference, Monse. And also, Serginho Dest, you heard John Strong calling his name a lot today. Dest is someone that is a wing player that attacks very well. He also can play back, but he's a really attack-minded wing. And then Anthony Robinson as well on the left side. So you've got wings that attack. You've got Balogun, who's a proper number 9 striker, and it's a fun team to watch play right now.
I'd say watching Dest specifically, I was like, that kid's got some wiggle. I don't even know what that means, right? That kid's got... Now, JP, I do want to ask you this because, I parachute into this thing. I'm looking at the favorites, and I know that if you just... This has a very March Madness-y feel to it in that some of these mid-major teams are not supposed to be competing with like some of these big teams, and we're seeing DR Congo draw with Portugal, and we see these different interactions. What big club or big country, rather, big team, whatever, that is one of these that you would expect to be in proper form at this time, which is just seemingly not?
Portugal. The answer is Portugal. And I think one of the biggest questions right now is how they handle Cristiano Ronaldo. And do they start him? Do they have him as a super sub? Because if you look at the talent they've got, they should be one of the favorites of this tournament. And they're not right now. And it's because they had a very disappointing draw with DR Congo, as you described. And a lot of it had to do with the lack of action and activity that you're getting from Ronaldo right now in that number 9 striking position.
Right.
It's certainly a case. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the most famous names in the history of soccer. But to say, and I'm going to say this, and someone might say this is a crazy statement to make, John, but it's true. Right now, if you had to choose an all-star, if you're having your own formation of all the teams in the World Cup, you would take Balogun as your striker right now ahead of Ronaldo because of the form that he is playing right now. He is a more active, dangerous player in a wider variety of attack points on the pitch right now. The career, of course, is not even a question.
Of course.
But this is about a moment in time right now. One of the hardest things to do if you're the manager of Portugal right now is to find a way to describe to Cristiano Ronaldo, hey, we can't run the entire show through you anymore because you're a little older than you used to be. That's not an easy conversation, no matter who the player is, no matter what the sport is, but that's what's happening right now. And they seem to me to be a little disjointed. If they get on the same page, they're still as dangerous as anyone else. But in terms of the teams that have only played one game and have yet to have played the second, the team that I'm most curious to see is Portugal. Is it a different formation? Do they use Ronaldo differently? That's my big question because, of course, the other guy we always talk about in that conversation with Ronaldo, Messi, just scored a hat trick.
Right.
He's the reigning World Cup champion and went next level.
All right.
And Ronaldo has got to be just stewing over this because his rival Messi is getting all the plaudits and praise in a stadium. It's in Kansas City, is cheering for Messi. This is a different world right now for Ronaldo, and Portugal has to find an answer.
JP, I got one more for you. 30 seconds here. We know what probably should happen, but what will happen? That's the most popular man on the planet, and not being too facetious with Ronaldo. Will they bench him and sub him in like a super sub role?
That's what they should do. I don't believe they will. I believe that they think because they got at least a point, it wasn't a total disaster, that they've bought themselves enough time that they'll give him one more chance to start. But then if they don't get it done in game 2, you've got to sit him in game 3 and then and reorient your attack around what is already a very strong midfield group that they've got for Portugal.
High-level drama out of the World Cup. That's the most famous man in the world, Monse.
I know.
JP Morosi, thanks a lot for joining us, John Paul. I know you're busy running around doing everything with the World Cup and, of course, keeping a lock on every single sport imaginable.
Seriously.
I met him at a baseball game. He was on the phone with Brian Cashman.
He was probably dealing with hockey,
we have
too.
a lot of fun. I tell you what, if you can't enjoy talking sports in America right now, then you're on the wrong channel. This is always the right channel. So you found the right channel to love sports right now. It's great.
Hey, don't tell them don't say it too loud. They're going to realize we're stealing money, John. Thanks for joining us.
You got it, guys. I appreciate the conversation. Thank you.
Yes,
Bye,
sir.
JP.
Coming up next, we'll play a little game. NBA draft prospect or World Cup player?
Ooh.
There's a lot of them. Let's see how well we know them. Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños, Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with one and a half of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
The Odd Couple.
Martin Weiss Monse Bolaños here. I tell you what, I'm ready to PD Pablo this thing. Take my shirt off and twist it around my head like a helicopter.
I just wanted to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I
Zlatan said it.
Stupid like I should have made
John Paul Morosi said it.
Zlatan, I want one word from you. Can the US win this World Cup, yes or no?
Yes.
What more do you need? What more do you need?
You're not welcome anymore.
What do you need? I need nothing more. I thought it was going to be ugly. I did. I'm man enough to admit I would have predicted the opposite. I would have thought it would have been 1-8 the margin. Not 8-1. Or whatever it is, 6-1. Tell you. Soccer.
They have not been down in any of the games.
Nah.
They have not come from behind once.
I think the biggest revelation is the prime footballer, Flo Balogun. And that flight delay.
Thank you to that flight attendant.
Shout out to TSA.
American hero. American hero. All right, let's play a little game.
All right, so we are going to go soccer player in the World Cup specifically, or NBA draft prospect with the draft being on Tuesday. Let's give you the first one. Luka Vucevic.
Luka Vucevic?
Yes.
There's a lot of itches and Vucevic's in the NBA. I'm going to say NBA draft prospect.
Not only is that a soccer player, but he plays for Croatia. There's
both correct for Martin.
No, that's not fair.
So I had only heard the name Luka Doncic once. Luka once before last World Cup. Luka Modric and come to find out it's like John over there.
Yeah, everyone's itch. There was I don't know if you guys saw that TikTok where the guy was like, they said Lilo and Stitch too. Like they had all the. Did you see that? That one was pretty. You should look it up. It's really funny. All right, Ivan Perisic, NBA draft prospect or World Cup player?
I went first and was wrong. So
Ivan Perisic sounds like a footballer.
Okay, Monty.
Ivan, is it Ivan?
That's what I'm saying. I think if he played ball, it'd be Ivan.
Right. No, yeah, it's a footballer.
Both correct.
Yay!
Ding, ding, ding. Also on Croatia. All right, here's one. Nico Williams, footballer or NBA draft prospect?
Nico Williams. That's real tough. You know what? It's coming home. Nico Williams plays for England. He's a footballer.
Footballer, but I don't know what team.
Yes. Correct. He's a footballer. Where does he play for England, huh?
Does he?
Yeah, Spain. Oh, Spain. He plays for Spain.
Close.
Yeah, close. I thought you guys would say NBA
right?
draft prospect. Okay. Milos Uzan.
That is an NBA draft prospect.
Do you know Milos Uzan?
I feel like did he play at Baylor?
He did not play at Baylor.
Iowa State. I feel like
he's a football. No, he's not a footballer. He's actually might be a footballer. Monty, your choice. You decide.
No, I feel like Alex just gave.
Yeah,
Brandon kind of did too. He said, "You know him."
I felt bad because Monty didn't even answer yet. I think we should just move on if you know who Milos Uzan is. Okay, Toby Awaka.
That's an NBA draft prospect.
That's
Monty?
footballer.
NBA draft prospect from Arizona. Okay, this one will stump you guys. Sergio de la Raya.
Sergio de la Raya?
Yes.
Sergio de la Raya.
Yes, I pronounced it bad. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say a footballer.
Okay.
It sounds like one of Rick Pitino's guards. I'm going, that's a hooper.
Well, he is from Spain, but he's an NBA draft prospect.
Oh,
Shockingly. And there we go.
All right.